Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another reaction to One Piece for another One Piece chapter reaction. This time for One Piece chapter 1142. It's a pleasure to see you all. Oda's yet again having 3 chapters in a row. I mean, last time he had 4, which is crazy, but now he had 3. So it's great to see that Oda, is being super consistent after all of that, all that quiet, few months we had there. And I'm excited to see this one. I assume there's a break after this. I haven't seen yet, but I mean, I'll welcome a break week because I got plenty of videos to work on, plenty of videos to get out for you guys that I've been working on. Mural video should be out. Well, I was aiming for this weekend, but we had a little bit of a snag that was out of my control completely and out of the editing team's control. So that might be like Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, big videos coming for sure. But I'm excited to see what's in this chapter. Haven't been spoiled whatsoever. I don't know a single thing that happens. I didn't even get like a warning about this chapter being hype, which doesn't mean that it isn't. I actually really like this title that I already saw, so that sounds honestly kind of interesting. But yeah, I haven't been spoiled, so I'm really looking forward to this. I did see a bunch of goats in the chat. Tosmorn, I saw you said, sorry I'm late. I was actually waiting for you to get here for me to start, so you were right on time, Tosmorn, so I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. Kush Daddy, member for 14 months. A Millie or Let the Beat Build by Lil Wayne. Kush, this might be the easiest one that you've ever asked me. Not that Let the Beat Build is bad in any way, shape, or form. Lil Wayne's goated. But a Millie is transcendent. I can't... There's no way I could pick anything other than a Millie. If you picked any other Lil Wayne song, I still might pick a Millie. And there are some really good ones, right? I mean, there's a ton. But a Millie might be like the cream of the crop. At least in terms of the cultural zeitgeist. I mean, some songs might be... preferred by some people, but I feel like if you took an average of everyone's vote, then a Millie might be number 1. So a Millie for the culture, for sure. Adam Tree, member for 12 months. Happy anniversary, Dak. Lol, Elbaf eating up, man. Adam Tree, like I say every stream, man, I'm so glad that you were here in Elbaf, and I'm so glad you're here in the stream as well. Elbaf has been really good ever since like the very beginning was maybe a little slow. During my chapters of the year ranking, those were all in last place for last year, so I think a lot of you guys felt the same way. But pretty much ever since we really got into it, Elbaf's been amazing, man. So I'm excited to see what this chapter has for sure. XL Beanboy, my guy, one of the all-time goats of the channel. With the 5 gifted memberships. Beanboy, thank you so much. Welcome everyone to the Afro Gang. I appreciate you. Do I have... Oh yeah, hey look, I do have 5 that I can also gift for free. So YouTube, thank you very much for those. I appreciate you, YouTube. Much love. It's a new month. That means 10 more memberships. And by the way, if you guys go to other people's streams and they aren't giving out the memberships every month, make sure you let them know, because there's a lot of creators I talk to who don't even know that we get the free memberships to give away. So yeah, every creator that's monetized and has memberships enabled gets those, and we get 10 a month to give away. So it's like 2 sets of 5 basically. So yeah, make sure you guys let them know. Just getting my own music set up here. I always got to do that. I'm always listening to the intro music that I have for like the starting screen. I always listen to that because I really like the song. And then I always forget to put on my own music on the back end to listen to while I'm reacting. But Quandidin with the $2 super chat. 12 out of 10 chapter. Like D stream. 12 out of 10, man. And I mean, if you're coming in before the chapter to tell me that means it's got to be pretty hype. So I mean, I'm excited for this, Quanidin, absolutely. Well, thank you very much. And do what he said and like D stream, guys. If you haven't liked D stream, please do. Birch Carrot gets confirmed to never be Nakama. We already knew that, so I know that can't. That's that happens 100 chapters ago. Lonely Mage with the $5 super chat. Michael Jackson or Freddie Mercury. I'm definitely going to have to go Michael Jackson. And again, no disrespect to Freddie Mercury. Because Freddie Mercury is amazing. I think they're honestly pretty close, but Michael Jackson just for the, kind of like I said with Amelie for the culture, Michael Jackson, man, absolutely changed the game. And I mean, Freddie Mercury has probably, is probably almost as big in terms of like listens or whatever at this point, but because there's obviously just more people in the world now. But Michael Jackson for the culture back then, I mean, Michael Jackson was something else. So I'm gonna give respect to the the veterans, the artists that were around back in the day, you know, that started it all. I mean, I guess obviously there was a lot of artists before that, but you know what I mean. Michael Jackson was transcendent. Bean Boy, 23 months. LFG. I don't want to say that because we're too early in the stream and I do not want to get demonetized. But thank you, Bean Boy. 2 years, dude. 2 years. That's crazy, man. Seriously. Thank you so much. That's amazing, dude. Thank you for all your generosity also in the Discord and otherwise. Really, really appreciate it. Let's see. AD Straw Hat with the $2 super chat. Hey, babe, wake up. Dak is live. Like the stream. Nakama. Hey, AD Straw Hat, I appreciate you. Dak is live, and we're going to be live for probably an hour and a half or so at least. You know, today, one of the upsides to, you know, when videos don't come out on the schedule that I want, because I was really aiming for that video to come out Sunday. But like I said, stuff completely out of our control happened, so it's going to be Monday or Tuesday. But the beauty of that is now I have more time today to either sit and talk about this chapter. I have more time to record a longer redacted video, which if you guys didn't see the last one with Sai, I thought it was really good. I'm not going to have Sai on this week. I don't know who it'll be yet. I sent a couple texts out and haven't got an answer. But that's the beauty of getting behind on the videos sometimes, or having the deadline pushed back out of my control, because then I can do other stuff. So we're going to be here for a minute, AD Straw Hat. So I appreciate you. Thank you. And we're going into a break week, which is actually a really good time to talk about everything that we've been seeing. And then Knack reacts with the Canadian 279. Bounty is set at 100 likes, boys. Well, you guys heard him. I mean, you already got 8 likes on the super chat, Knack. That's crazy. Everyone, please like the stream. You heard him, Knack. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Knack makes good on his bounties. All right, he's like the Cross Guild. All right, whenever Knack says that he'll make good on a bounty and you bring him that Marine, he pays out. I'm telling you. Which, did you guys see in the SBS how Oda explained the Cross Guild's financials? Maybe we'll talk more about that towards the end of the stream. But I thought that was really cool. I think we kind of already knew it, but it basically confirmed that the Underworld and Cross Guild are in cahoots, kind of. And anyway, we can talk about that later if you guys want to. But I thought that was really cool. But Knack is he's like the Dufeld of Cross Guild. All right, he's funding it. So if you guys, he's gonna keep good on his promise. I'm telling you. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the chapter. Why did my music stop? I don't know why that happened. You guys shouldn't be able to hear it. No, you can't. Okay, good. Where is the chapter? Oh, it's right there. Oh, you guys were watching that video the whole time. I forgot I pulled up the wrong page. Well, you guys can't really see it, but that faint image behind the chat, you were looking at the YouTube video I'm watching, or the music. Anyways, all right. One Piece chapter 1142. The things I find scary. Okay, and I see that we finally got a continuation of the Yamato cover story that went further than the last like 3 chapters, which were very similar. Now we have Yamato just cooking Who's Who. Give back the sword and the girls. Thunder Bagua, which is that's sick. That is sick. I mean, obviously, you know, we kind of already knew that, but just to see kind of like the same pose that, like, you know, Kaido hit Luffy in, I'm pretty sure, or yeah, Luffy, because he's used Thunder Bagua so many times. A lot of the poses are like this, where he like speeds past the person and we see the aftermath, right? So I love seeing that depiction of it. This is great. We kind of assumed this would happen, but hey, I'm all for it. And so give back the sword and the girls. Okay, so he has all of it, presumably. I wonder if Who's Who's going to start following Yamato. That's my question at this point. I mean, I think Ulti and Page 1 are almost like locks, I think, to become Scabbards, but Who's Who? I'm interested to see. All right, here we go. Miss. The children are in an uproar. Help us, miss. There's a huge snake in the schoolyard. It's Jormungandr, which, with all the Norse ties and the red line stuff, that's crazy. Oda's dropping a lot of like random lore talk. Do you remember like last chapter where Usopp's like, who wants to pull out Excalibur? It's like, Oda, like, we know what, like, you're dropping these legends for a reason. It's Jormungandr, the world serpent that'll end the week. Okay, this is a pun on Shumatsu, the end, which is a homophone of weekend in Japanese. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I get end the week, like end the week as in weekend. Okay, interesting. That's funny though. Again, Oda's mentioning these like myths for a reason. End the week, like Saturday? Okay, so that's the pun. It's gonna eat us. Everyone get in the school. Is that Ange in the way? Alright, Ange, I see you. Walrus School staff room. Alright, this is like the faculty lounge. Teachers, it's an emergency. There really is a big snake out there. Is it a beast from the realm of the dead? What's it doing in the sun realm? I hope we can get everyone out. The math teacher. Okay, this is kind of cool. That we're getting the different teachers. This is actually kind of cool. The math teacher, Mr. Breed, or Mr. Bride. Let's call the chiefs. Walrus School Principal, Mr. Kiba. He's got to be a mink, right? Or a walrus fruit user, but probably a mink. I mean, that's crazy. Or a fishman. I guess he'd be a fishman, right? I don't know. Whichever it is. Mink-fishman hybrid, maybe? I don't know. But in the meantime, the kids are language arts teacher, librarian, Miss Ange. Miss, it's gonna eat Igir-kun. Dude, what is this snake? It looks so weird. Out of the way. That's not the same guy, right? Yeah, that's a different walrus guy, it looks like. Roar, what is happening, dude? What am I looking at? This snake looks so weird. Like, I'm just going to keep reading. I'm sure Oda's going to explain. So you see the snake got cooked. Saul's running. Sorry I'm late. Leave it to me, Kiba. Okay, so that is the same guy, Mr. Kiba. It's the same. He doesn't look the same, though. He doesn't have the glasses. Anyways. Final exorcisation? Exorcisation. Not exorcism, but exorcisation. Kanji is demonic purification, but it is a play on a final exam. Oh, I love that. Okay. So it's exorcism and examination combined into the same word. I love that for Saul. That's actually hype. That's a cool hockey moment for him, too. That's pretty sick. Man, Saul went from life alert to this in like one day. Shout out to Saul. I mean, I know he was like faking it or whatever, right? But all right, everyone's yelling. What the? It's the principal. So again, real quick. So whenever we saw the principal up here, he had glasses on. And then whenever he goes in for the hit, he doesn't have them on. So I assumed it was someone else. So I don't know if Oda just forgot and that's going to be a volume fix, but worth mentioning. It's the principal. Oh, my back. Thanks for the hand, Saul. Don't mention it, but what's the deal with the snake? Mr. Saul. Oh, wait, Principal Kiba. That's the same guy, right? Walrus School Principal, Mr. Kiba. It's just he's former giant warrior pirate. Okay, so he's the principal now, but he used to be a giant warrior pirate, and I guess he takes the glasses off when he gets serious is the idea, I'm guessing. I didn't know the principal was a warrior. Mr. Saul is as strong as they say. He used to be a marine, right? Cool. Which, remember when Saul like picked that marine battleship up out of the water at Ohara? That was sick. That was a big strength feat, like at least at the time, like where we were in the story at that point. It felt like that was kind of crazy to kind of show how strong the giants were. So it's cool that he got that moment. But so there are monsters in the realm of the sun too, Saul. You get the occasional wild animal, but it's huge. Sorry, everyone. Didn't mean to scare you. Thanks so much. Wow, Mr. Wolf. What now? School interior. Whoa. Wait. Mr. Wolf. Wait, hold on. PE teacher Mr. Wolf. San Juan Wolf's relative? I'm guessing that's who that's going to be. I mean, it's another giant with the wolf name. What happened? I'm fine, but the children, what happened? Ilva and the others just walked off and they didn't say a word. Where did they go? You're friends with that Luffy guy, right? Yep. Did he do something to you? Be careful, Mr. Saul. The children, don't touch them. So I'm guessing this is the Gods Knights, but the setup is very like ominous feeling. Where did Ilva, however you say that name, and the others go? That way, towards the beach. Sir, what's wrong with them? They look like they were sleepwalking. Sleepwalking? Say, we're about to figure out some God's Night shenanigans. They're not waking up. Okay, so there's the arrow. Come back. Where are you all going? Sound the horn. The entire country needs alerted. Isn't that overkill, Kiba? Something's off, Saul. Look at the forest. What's going on with the forest? Oh, dude. Whoa. Okay, so now we got giant monsters that are probably Gorosei-esque, which I guess that's where the snake came from. I'm going to go back up and look at that snake one more time, because that's how it was introduced at the start of the chapter, right? Yeah, we saw like that silhouette of it. But then it looked kind of like... I mean, it was scary, but it looked almost like... I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like it's not all the way there. Like it's like a drawing or something. That's what it makes me think of, at least. What the? More monsters? Where'd they come from? No one could call it overkill after seeing this. Principal, the kids are passing out. What's happening? Wake up, everyone. What? I don't understand. Hey. I love how, like, ominous this feels. It's, like, very weird, right? Like, this is, I mean, I'm sure it's some God's Night shenanigans. We just saw the arrow, but it's still... I like the way Oda's doing this. What's going on? Put me down, Saul. Let me examine them. Okay, help them with whatever this is. We've got to stop the other kids and get them to safety. Realm of the Dead. Did you think just keeping one sea stone shackle on would be enough to sap my strength? How naive. If you care about keeping Elbaf safe, remove the last shackle. Alright, so hold on. That's a little bit of a paradox there, Loki. Because you're saying that keeping one shackle on does nothing, and then in the very next panel, you're like, if you want to keep everyone safe, remove the shackle. It's like, well, if you're that strong, why does it matter? You don't even need to remove that, right? If your power isn't touched, then why not just keep going? Rest assured, even in my current state, I'm far from helpless. Loki, what's his deal? I'd hurry if I were you. If I strike, the flames will rage. You know about Elbaf's greatest weakness, right? I will wipe you all out. Stop it, Loki. Damn, so it crushes the Atom Tree with Ragnir. It looks, I mean, I see these sparks coming off. I feel like those are just hockey sparks, but at the same time, he's talking about the flames raging, so I'm wondering if there's... Again, now I see the fire popping up down here, so I don't know how he did that necessarily. If that's just a hockey thing or what. That's a sick panel, though. Him swinging that's pretty sick. Was that lightning? Okay, so that is real lightning, I'm presuming. So we see the storm cloud, so that's what that is, the crackle rumble. So whenever he hit it, real lightning came down. Okay, so this is some special hammer then for sure. Was that lightning? Elder Jarl, a fire has broken out in the south. I heard a horn blare too. This is bad. Put it out. Walrus School. Mr. Saul, Principal. All these monsters. I recognize them. Are you serious, Ange? It was just earlier today. It's Loki. He can use his hammer to destroy the world. Nuh-uh. The one who's gonna do that is Nika. Hey, look at mine. I drew Loki because he's the scariest. No way. Fenrir is the most frightening. Don't stand on the table. So here again, so we're getting more Norse myths, or just even myths in general, because Usopp mentioned Excalibur last chapter. So interesting. No, it's Ghost. Draugr, a storm, Neogr, Jormungandr, my mommy. Hey, shout out to that kid. Are you kids finished? That's interesting. They just named a bunch of different creatures. I mean, are these like real ones? Okay, so Draugr is an undead creature from Norse mythology that's said to rise from the dead to protect their burial mounds. Okay, I'm just gonna look just a couple of these up real quick. I mean, I know the rest of them. What is Neogr? A Norse mythological dragon. Okay. So that's where she recognized... So they are all drawings, then. Miss, thinking about this stuff is going to give me nightmares. Sorry, Ilva, but these drawings and writing exercises really let your personality shine. Each of you has a unique perspective, and your imaginations are amazing. All the beasts are the things the kids fear the most. That's crazy. This is their nightmare world. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, even earlier I said that the snake looked like a drawing, and they are all like drawing. I mean, they're their nightmares, but they're also the drawings. Like, that's an interesting thing that Oda kind of introduced. Like it is their nightmare, but if they didn't draw it, would they still pop up like this? You know what I mean? Like, did the God's Knights go and find those images and somehow turn them into real things? It's like, it kind of reminds me of Conjuro, right? Alright, that should do it. ZZZ. Whoa, what is up with this? Wait. Why? Killingham... He's got like two... Did he fall asleep? Is that why? Or does he have like two sides to himself? Yep, good work, Killingham. I'll let it up once those runts reach the ship. Do you think they'll be able to get them back? Gee ha ha ha. To love is to inevitably hurt one another. Ain't that right, Gunko? What scares you the most? Nika. What a chapter. I mean, a lot just happened, guys. And I also want to go through some of these nightmares real quick. So we see this bear with the helmet. I'm not really sure what that is supposed to be, but obviously we see this dragon thing. The one that's supposed to be Loki is kind of hilarious, because I wonder if we're going to get Loki versus fake Loki at some point. The Zeus knockoff, Great Value Zeus, is back there. The lightning are like arms and legs. And there's Nika over there. I also see the ghost back there. The Nika's real crazy, right? Even the way he's laughing, he has the shield and the sword, that's kind of crazy. And then you see this skeleton thing at the bottom. I think that's supposed to be like the Draugr, or whatever they called that, the thing that like protects the burial mound. I think they, in the little thing I saw, I think they said it's usually a skeleton type thing. And then that ghost back there, he's just chilling. So this is their nightmare world. And so I'm sure what a lot of people are thinking is that this somehow gave rise to, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily like if this is how the Gorosei and the God's Knights get their powers necessarily. I would almost say not, because Gunko's down there saying that Nika is what scares her the most. And I mean, is that, well, what if that's the reason? What if the reason that Nika appears, I mean, we've been told that it's because of dreams, like people, you know, dream for Nika to come, like they wish for him to arrive and save them. But it could also be the reverse, where he's the nightmare for the bad guys, right? And so that's why he's appearing. That would be kind of an interesting twist. But again, I'm still kind of curious if, like if they didn't draw, I think where we're gonna go is that they found the drawings, like the God's Knights did, and they chose them. Like, I'm not saying it's exactly Conjuro's powers, but I think that's probably more so it than just generally that they could do it. Like, you know, I don't know. And that's probably also why the kids are sleeping. Like, maybe they well, actually, now hold on though. Now, maybe the fact we see Killingham go to sleep, or like halfway fall asleep, is a hint. Like the only way to make your nightmare pop up is if they make you fall asleep. And now this definitely ties to Blackbeard, right? Like, because Blackbeard doesn't sleep, and it's probably because if he did, his nightmare would pop up, which, who knows what that is? Probably something, you know, whatever scarred Shanks, something with claws that probably scarred him. So I would assume that's where this is going. And again, I think the fact they drew them might matter, so that way, like, the God's Knights knew what the nightmares looked like. Like, I don't know if they can, I don't know if they can just make any random person fall asleep, I guess, and make like the nightmares start popping up. I would assume they have to have some starting point. I don't know. This is crazy. This is a whole new. This is all new stuff for One Piece. Also, I just noticed Saint Summers down there has his couch back. So I don't know. The dude brought it with him all the way to the top of this hill or wherever they're at. This is crazy though, guys. And so I just connected the dots here. So this wolf is probably Fenrir. This is probably the knee hogger thing, the snake, the black snake dragon looking thing. Yeah, black dragon. So that's what that is. Interesting, man. What an interesting chapter. Interesting chapter. I'm gonna see what you guys have to say. I'm sure you guys have a lot of theories to build off of this, and I also, I guess, right before I read these, I do want to say, because now it's crossing my mind. So a big part to my mural video, and I'm spoiling a little bit of it here, or a lot of it maybe, is I think the fact that I think the person who painted it is really important, and I think the fact that they painted that stuff matters more than just the messaging. Like, I don't even know how to explain this quickly, but basically this chapter ties to it really directly, because these kids went and drew these scary monsters, and then they actually popped up. And that was part of what my video is saying, like, hey, you know, some of the stuff he drew might be happening in the future, and it might be the fact that he actually drew it that it's guaranteed going to happen, because we know that dreams are important, and if this is a kid's dream, then him drawing the future makes it more likely to happen, and I have way more evidence and stuff that ties to that. So if that doesn't make sense, just trust me, the video will make sense. But now that this happened, I feel like I really got to change part of the video, because now we're actually seeing that happen. We're actually seeing drawings come to life, or dreams or nightmares coming to life via drawings. And I got to add a whole lot to the mural video, because the same thing might be happening, but the reverse. Like the fact that somebody drew this dream of the future of like people coming and, you know, bringing the dawn or whatever, that might be why it's so guaranteed to happen, why there's like a prophecy. And now that we're seeing this happen and nightmares are actually coming to life, I mean, that stuff's crazy. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna read what you guys got to say now, because you guys might be saying the same thing. Also, don't forget the Knack React said there's 100 like bounty on this video, and we're at 76. So if 24 more of you guys can like the stream, I don't know if Knack already do. Okay, he already did the donation, so he already met the bounty. So I you know, do what you feel is right. Knack, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. I'm gonna shout that out now, because if I wait too long and it goes off the chat, I will never see it again. So thank you very much, Knack, for that. You did it preemptively. But if you guys want to go ahead and hit 100, since he already made good on the bounty, feel free. Also, I see Axe D Bartlett was gifted one of the memberships. Axe, I don't know if you're here right now, but I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. Go Cavs. Cavs and Thunder are going to be in the finals. And yeah, Cavs play tonight, by the way. 52-10 Cavs, and who do we play? We'll play the Hornets. We're gonna destroy the Hornets. But let's see. Kush Daddy with the $2 super chat. Pluton a mole confirmed. Bottom right of the panel. I'm so glad you brought that up, because I did see that the bear had a helmet. I assume that's what you're talking about. I saw the bear had a helmet, and that like crossed my mind at first. I was like, well, the mole has the helmet, but then I was like, oh, it's a bear. Like a bear isn't gonna dig the same way. But since you said it now you've given me the segue to go ahead and say that yes, I think you're actually right, because the fact he has like it's like a warrior helmet, but it's a hard hat-esque thing. And even the way that he's like crawling on the ground, like he's like the lowest one of all of them. I'm definitely on that train for sure. Yeah, it could. I mean, and honestly, he looks kind of mole-esque. I mean, he is a bear, but just like the way that he's situated, like a mole. That's how he, you know, the way his arms are. That's how they kind of dig. So I'm fully with you, Kush Daddy. Now, which one would he be of everything that the kids named? I don't think they would even be. Yeah, they didn't even list him off. That's just like a random one. So yeah, Oda, hey, I'm with you, Kush. I'm 100% with you. Matt Cypher with the $5. Matt Cypher, bro, I hope you are doing well. It has been way too long. The dragon looks like the Punk Hazard one. Good call. Is there a white versus black Nika based on who awakens it? Dreams versus nightmares and Devil Fruit awakenings? As far as the dragon looking like the Punk Hazard one, he does. He does look a lot like that one, which that was a Western dragon, and that's something that I've mentioned in like 2 or 3 different videos at this point, that Emu or the Celestial Dragons, or that side of things in general, will be represented by Western dragons versus Eastern, which will be Kaido and the D Clan and probably Monkey D Dragon. Not saying that he has a fruit, but his name is Dragon, and he looks East all the time, so he's an Eastern dragon in that way. So all the good guys are going to be Eastern ones. So I definitely agree with that. That's definitely what that connection is right there for sure. That it reminds me a lot of the Punk Hazard one. And then a white versus black Nika based on who awakens it. Personally, I don't think so. I'm not. I think that I don't even think the white stuff that Luffy has around him is like the same. I don't think it's born from the same thing that the black stuff is from, because the people who have the black like for instance, the Gorosei had it, and we don't even know if they have zone forms for sure. We've also seen like Shirahoshi had like a white veil thing around here, which I know that's like not from a fruit, but it's just we've seen a lot of these, and so I don't think like there's like a full connection between those. So as far as white versus black, like I don't see those changing depending on who uses it. And I mean, every depiction of Nika so far has said that they have a white hair version, like they have all white flowing hair. And I don't think a bad person can awaken the Nika fruit, because it kind of requires you to be like a free, like you have to be like Luffy. And I don't think a bad person, even if they like freedom in their own way, like if you're not a naturally good person like Luffy, I don't see you being able to awaken the fruit. I could be wrong on that, but I will say that with this introduction of the nightmare stuff, right? This whole like where Gunko saying that like Nika scares her. I don't know if that opens the door for like well, I guess we've already seen multiple Nikas. That's what I was about to say, because we've seen that Bonnie can also do it. So I don't know if people can cheat their way to becoming Nika, because like if you take Luffy's fruit, I don't think you can cheat your way to getting Nika in that way. Like I don't think you're going to awaken the fruit and be a bad guy and get this power. But if there's this other way, like this nightmare stuff, then maybe, like with what the Gorosei do, and that's kind of why I brought them up earlier. They weren't said to have actual devil fruits. So I think that like their powers are born from something different. It might be this nightmare stuff that we're hearing about right here. And so in that realm of things, maybe you could have an evil person with Nika powers. I don't know exactly how that would work, because if Nika is the nightmare of the bad guys, that's like I don't know exactly how that would work, but yeah, I guess it kind of depends on that. But I don't think so with the Nika fruit. But we're finding a whole new power system at this point, so all the rules that we've had in place before this might just be just knocked out of here. Like we might be in a whole new realm of things here in One Piece. Knack reacts with the Canadian $7. I'm stoked on confirmation of all these legends being canon. Well, I guess they are now that like Oda's doing it very interestingly, right? Where like they're real, but they're also like there's some way that they're bringing these dreams or drawings into reality. And I keep tying it to Kanjuro because I think that makes the most sense, because like if you had like a scary monster in your dreams that you wanted to bring to life, which would be, I mean, why would you ever want to do that? But if you did, you could just have Kanjuro's fruit and draw it, and then boom, that now that legend is real, that myth actually came to life. And so this is a very, very, very interesting thing that Oda's doing. And even if you look at like, and I'm sure like the nightmare and dream part of it is gonna matter. I don't mean to like say like that, like Oda's just completely throwing us for a loop, but the drawing part I think matters a lot. Like I again, it's not gonna be Kanjuro's fruit, but if you look at the way these things are drawn, like look at the Loki in the middle, right? It's like like it's not cleanly colored in, right? It's like a kid drew it. And so, and even these drawings that the kids drew, I don't think, like, that's just what they, like, I don't, like, that's not probably a one-to-one of what they see in their dreams. You know what I mean? Like, because kids aren't, like, perfect artists. You know, I mean, it's completely, you know, it's okay. I'm not making fun of them. But, you know, kids typically aren't that good at drawing things. And so I think what we're seeing is that it is the drawings that are coming to life, but it's like they're, like, the power to them is being given because the kids are sleeping, right? Because that, again, going back to Killingham being asleep here, it's creating this weird paradigm where, like, the monsters are real, but not really, right? So it's very interesting. Also, Kanu, I saw you said that bear looks so cute. It does. The bear is super cute, and like I said, that one wasn't even listed, I don't think, by the kids. So that's like extra funny for me. But yeah, you know, I don't know if they just went through the trash and found the drawings and were able to, like, give them life. I don't know, but I don't know. Oda's cooking though. This is a very cool mystery. I might even. So it's funny, guys. I was gonna have the mural video out this weekend, right? And I said that's like, well, yeah, I probably shouldn't say it, but stuff out of my control is pushing that video back a little bit. I'm almost wondering if I should just do a video on this instead, and then do the mural one later, because the mural is gonna tie to this closely. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of ideas about this as we speak. I also saw like 5 super chats come through. Thank you guys very much. I'm definitely gonna keep moving through, but the gears are turning very rapidly. So do we think the Gorosei, like, do we think the Gorosei's forms are each their worst nightmares? Like, was Saturn's worst nightmare the Gyuki? I wonder how that works too. And then the trick, going back to the kids' drawings, the trick is that if you have the better artist you have, then maybe the better thing you can create, which is exactly what Conjuro's was about. Also, shout out to Kev DOG, who has been for a long time talking about the ink fruit theory for Emu, which, if there was ever a time for Kev to go capitalize on that theory, it's probably today. Nobody go spoil him or anything, because he probably doesn't know. You know, I don't think he's read this yet. Maybe I got to get Kev on Redacted, because I know he's been pushing the ink fruit for a long time. Shout out, Kev. Yeah, the way they're drawn, it's... I don't know, I'm going to keep thinking about this. Because, like, even before we got to the drawing part, I even mentioned that the snake looked like a drawing of a snake, like at the beginning of the chapter, because it looked kind of goofy. And so the fact that ended up kind of being correct makes me think it definitely is the drawings, because they're almost like watercolor in a way, like the way they're colored in. I don't know. Yeah, Knack reacts. This is that was a really long-winded way of saying, yeah, this is crazy. The legends come into life in a way, like they're real, but they're not. Like, but that's kind of One Piece in general, right? That's like Nika. Is like Nika is real, but isn't, in the sense of like Enel was a god, but also not. Like, he was called a god and kind of treated like one, but he really wasn't. He was just a dude with a lightning fruit. And so now for Nika, like, is he really the sun god? Well, he's a rubber guy who saves people. And it's like, what is a god, or what is like a legend? Like, it's kind of like Oda's making him real, but also not. Like, it's very interesting. Time Lord with the 69 bits, very nice. An angry mom and a lightning cloud as nightmares. More Big Mom foreshadowing, definitely. I see you, Oda. Also, what do each of the Straw Hats fear most? Because if Usopp beats whatever his worst fear is, maybe that's how he becomes a brave warrior of the sea. I love that. Now, what's each crewmate's worst nightmare? That's really tough, because, like, I would probably, if I have to pick, like, a monster for each one, then, like, I don't know if I can even think of, like, a monster, but I can think of things. Like Luffy's worst nightmare would be, like, not having food. Zoro's would be probably, like, not becoming world's strongest swordsman, or maybe something Kuina related. For Sanji, it might be, women getting hurt. Like there's stuff like that. Then for Robin, ironically, Robin likes scary things, right? So her worst nightmare, I don't even know. I don't even know. Being alone, at this point I don't even know what hers would be. Nami's would be like not having money, right? So like I don't know what monsters Oda would ever pick if he ever did. But I like what you're saying about Usopp, beating whatever his worst fear is. Especially because if you saw my Usopp power-up video from a few months ago, I talked about Usopp maybe getting paint-like powers because he's been an artist this whole series. Like, he drew the Jolly Roger and stuff. And part of the mural video, which, again, I'm spoiling some of it, but it's an hour long, so who cares? I bring up that I think, someone like Usopp probably painted the mural because Usopp is an artist, and given the timing of the mural, it might even be like a Joy Boy crewmate situation who painted it. And so that is making me wonder, could Usopp end up accessing this power that we're seeing right here, like bringing nightmares into the real world? Like, what if Usopp is able to bring Nika into the real world because it's Gunko's like nightmare? So like imagine Gunko and Usopp face off, and Usopp, is getting his ass beat probably, and then he somehow figures out that that's her worst nightmare, and then he's able to bring it to life in some way because he can draw it, and maybe because he's a really good artist, he can draw like a more accurate Nika. And then I don't know what source of power there is here. Like, it seems like the person who drew it has to fall asleep, and then the thing comes to life while they're sleeping. So it is like a nightmare, but again, it's tied to the drawing. I don't even know, but Usopp getting access to this, I think, would be cool. Now, it might be kind of OP going forward if Usopp can just have, random creatures pop up and listen to him. But Oda could also find some way to nerf it so it works. I don't really know. I mean, you think about things like the Firebird star, he already has, like, creatures, quote unquote, that he uses. Even, like, the botany, like, the plants are, like, living things. So I don't know. I could see Usopp doing something like this. And tying to the Brave Warrior of the Sea, I think that would be really cool, because if he took down his own nightmare, that would be what makes him really brave. And if his own nightmare is maybe also something that the people of Elbaf are worried about, then it could be that he defeated, not only his greatest fear, which is why he's so brave, but then also the same fear that the rest of Elbaf has. I think that could make a lot of sense. So maybe Loki does Usopp just beat the fake Loki then, because everyone's so scared of Loki? I don't know. I like it though. I like it, Time Lord. Knack reacts with the Canadian 279. You all owe Dak some likes. Hey, I appreciate you, Knack. And you know what? I just took a look over there, and we are past 100 likes. So thank you very much, chat. Appreciate you W's in the chat, for you guys, and for Knack reacts primarily for giving the bounty for the likes. I appreciate you, Knack. Seriously, thank you. AD Straw Hat with the $2 super chats. Yeah, this shows how far behind I am. Come on, y'all. Only 10 more likes, like the stream. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, AD Straw Hat. It was probably you guys that pushed us over 100, and I was just late. So thank you all, seriously, very, very much. The likes go a long way in the algorithm. So seriously, thank you. JR Writer 203 with the $5 super chat. Do you think anyone else of importance is going to be on the ships? I'm thinking maybe Fujitora, since the beach is on the 2nd level. Interesting. I didn't even really think about that. Let me go back up. Fujitora showing up would be... I mean, he's got to get involved at some point, and I don't know when else he would... I mean, obviously he's going to show up in the final war and all that, but he's not supposed to go to, like, Marine branches right now, right? So... Fujitora is an interesting one. I think a lot of people have to show up to Elbaf, so I think in some way, shape, or form... I mean, yeah, Fujitora coming can make some sense. Especially, you know what? Especially if we're going to bring Enel back, because it's just then we're talking about space stuff, and then having the gravity guy in the same arc as the space guy, I mean, when else are you going to do it? But I will say, if you're, like, Fujitora showing up, I think, is one thing. But if you're, but I don't think he'll be on the ships that they're talking about. At least I would doubt it, because those ships are planning on leaving soon, right? And Fujitora would be coming to stay here, and he would obviously like need a ship to leave. So I think he would show up later. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else of importance will be on those ships in particular, though. I mean, it would make sense if there was, like, at least one person, right? Just to, like, make sure the kids get over there safely. I just don't think Fujitora would help with that, is the main thing. But Fujitora showing up does make sense. I don't know, maybe Fujitora is on that ship, but he gets off and doesn't want anything to do with the operation they're on, and he just stays around for the arc? I don't know. Because I don't think any more God's Knights are going to pop up, because they already said that they've hit the, you know, they have enough. Although, you know, since all the Gorosei very suddenly popped up in Egghead, you know, that could also age like milk too. So, I don't know. Fujitora being here is a good guess, though. I'll say that much, JR Writer. AD Straw Hat with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much, AD. Does Luffy awaken his Nika form, maybe like golden hair? And why would Gunko fear Nika? How old is she? Did she fight or witness his destructive laughter? As for, you know, why Gunko would fear Nika, it's got to be an emu thing, right? Like Gunko probably has the same fear that Nika, or that Emu does, because I'm sure that Emu's biggest fear is Nika appearing. So therefore, Gunko's sharing in that, and I don't know if that's a hint to maybe, you know, like Emu is controlling Gunko to some level, or that Gunko, you know, all these people are like brainwashed to some degree to understand how scary Nika is or whatever. I don't know. That's an interesting to think about. That might be a hint. You know, they probably all have the same nightmare, I would imagine. But like the way that Summers is asking, if they all had the same one and they knew that, then I don't think Summers would need to answer. So Gunko seems to be implying a more direct connection to Emu in that way. I'm not sure. And then you also said, does Luffy awaken his Nika form, maybe like golden hair? I think we're pretty much done with the color transformations. You know, I had a theory from like a year and a half ago where I said I could see like Gear 5th Nightmare Luffy or something akin to that coming back, but I don't see like a Gear 6th or even like advancing Gear 5 personally. I mean, he might get better at Gear 5 in terms of like not getting tired as quickly and maybe find more ways to use his power, but I don't think transformation-wise we have anything else. If there was, then I think it'd be a Nightmare Luffy temporary thing, but I don't see golden hair personally. Now, if I'm wrong, I've been wrong plenty of times before, so I will not... I won't bank on that, but that's what I foresee. I think we're gonna stick around just the white hair, and then good vibes with member for 27 months. Good vibes. You did not attach a message to that, my friend. Well, thank you very much for the 27-month celebration. That's crazy. I think you were literally one of the first people to join in. So thank you very much. You are one of the very few people with the black sake cup and bottle. I don't know what the right term is for the other thing. It's not really like a sake bottle, but whatever. Appreciate you, good vibes. If you have a chat you want me to read off, let me know. But thank you very much. Or maybe you're just so speechless from the chapter that you didn't have anything to say. That's what I'm going to assume. Knack reacts again with the $7 Canadian. Knack, thank you so much, man. Seriously. The fact kids know of Draugr and Excalibur means there are legends of that stuff in the One Piece world. Yeah, true. I mean, there is, but I also wonder, like, are they legends? Like, well, Usopp said the Excalibur thing, but, like, I guess part of me wonders, like, how much of that is them, like, are they passed down through history in the same way that they are in this world, I guess is my question. Or are these, like, things that, like, the kids are, like, creating or has been, like, a more recent thing? Or did these things actually exist and that's why there's text on them? Like, I guess that's kind of what I'm wondering. Like maybe these things did exist in the past, and that's why there were legends made of them, and now that's why they're able to keep coming back, is because, you know, they're able to draw them. Because I've always kind of wondered that with mythical fruits. That's actually a really good segue, because mythical fruits, I've always wondered, like, well, the fact it says mythical, are you saying that they never actually existed until the fruit was there? In which case, maybe the kids are mentioning these legends because people had fruits of them at some point. But then that would still raise the question of, like, you know, obviously where the fruits came from. But yeah, it just kind of builds that interesting paradigm of, like, you know, like what is a myth, I guess, is really the question. Like, are they only real because they've been made like this? Did they exist at one point but were killed and now there's no more, they're extinct, so maybe that's why they're mythical? Because you also think about ancient zones, which ancient ones are supposed to be like dinosaurs, and dinosaurs are supposed to be extinct, but we know from Little Garden dinosaurs aren't actually extinct, right? They're just called ancient. Well, they're probably called ancient because they're supposed to be, you know, extinct or prehistoric things, but they're still around today too. But mythical is that weird middle ground. And so, yeah, so I don't know. They definitely exist in some way, shape, or form in the One Piece world. I don't know. You know, like I said, I don't know if it's just if they actually existed or what, but I don't know. I do love that Oda is because Oda is already built off of real legends before with, like, well, specifically one of the most recent ones is the Gorosei, right? Where, like, you have different yokai, which are, you know, similar to Norse mythological beasts like this. It's just a totally different realm of mythology and stuff, but it's very similar. And so I think it's very interesting that Oda is showing that all of these, like, dangerous mythological creatures, you know, mainly belong to one evil side of the spectrum, and it makes us wonder, like, where did these things like originate? Like, I almost wonder if back in the day, maybe there were no legends of Fenrir and stuff, but then Emu unleashed just a bunch of scary stuff, and that's how the legend started. And so there was, like, a Fenrir at one point. I don't know. I love what Oda's doing. That's all I gotta say. Jonathan NG has been a member for 5 months. Gunko Shamrock Fig Arlen versus Koalo Sabo Dragon. You know, I've been seeing this a lot lately. Where people want those Gods Knights to fight the Revolutionaries. I definitely agree that the Revolutionaries and the Gods Knights should fight. I'm not sure if that should be, like, this arc. Like, it would make sense, but I also don't, like, kind of like the Gorosei. The Gorosei didn't get, like, defeated last arc. I mean, they kind of did because of the hockey rope, but they aren't, like, beaten. I mean, Saturn's dead, but that's from Emu. So, like, if the Revolutionaries showed up, you know, like, I don't see the Gods Knights, like, final battle happening now in this arc. I feel like they're going to be around till roughly the end. I'm sure somebody will fight them. I just don't think they're actually going to, like, die or, like, lose for good. But I do agree that those matchups make sense, though. Gunko versus Koala, I've seen theories that I'm a big fan of, that Koala is like, maybe Koala and Gunko were, like, sisters that were separated, because we know Koala went on to go be a slave, right? And so maybe they both did, but, you know, Koala was saved and Gunko stayed in the pipeline. So now we get to see where both of them went, you know, after being split up. I like that a lot. Shamrock versus Sabo. That one, you said Gunko versus Koala, Shamrock versus Sabo, and then Fagarlin versus Dragon. I assume you mean Garling. I was thinking Shamrock at first, but regardless, that would mean that has to happen later for sure, because I don't see Garling popping up here. He could, because it would be really interesting if Garling popped up. If Garling shows up, Shamrock's leaving. Because Shamrock has already been told he has to leave, so I guess Garling could theoretically show up. But yeah, if you're talking later in the story, I agree. Dragon versus Garling is a lock. Sabo versus Shamrock is a tough one. Sabo versus a God's Knight, for sure. I could also see Sabo... I could see Dragon starting off versus Garling, and then Sabo will come in partway through, because then Dragon will go fight Emu. I can definitely see... I would almost bet money that Dragon will fight Emu, and probably die, but I do see that happening at some point. Let's see. Sorry, I saw over on Twitch. I just have to say it because it distracted me so much. Not in a negative way, but I saw Sarah White 00 over on Twitch. You said that your headphones broke, so it'd be great if I could respond through the chat. There's no way I could possibly do that because I just have too many chats to respond to. But if you need to use the chat, join the Discord because the perfect segue there. Everyone should join the Discord if you want to chat more about this because we're pretty active in there, and I will definitely be in there after this throughout the day for sure, especially during the Cavs game tonight because, see, that's at 7. So yeah, during the Cavs game, I'll definitely be in there. But oh, and Baby Pluton, thank you very much for replying. I actually can't type back on Twitch on Streamlabs. I can chat on YouTube because I have the YouTube chat open, but I don't have the Twitch chat open. So I actually couldn't respond. So thank you very much, Baby Pluton. And Baby Pluton, what a great segue because you're the next donation. You're a member for 16 months, which is crazy. If you guys didn't see a couple videos ago, and Baby Pluton, I know you mentioned this during one of the streams, but I'm going to mention it again. A couple videos ago, Baby Pluton had a shout out in one of the videos because he's Baby Mole. He's been Baby Mole since day one, and he got a special random shout out a couple videos ago. If you guys didn't catch it during the Lily and Pluton video, but you said Baby Mole Gang. My fear is Pops yelling at me. Hey, dude, I feel you. If Pluton's mad, man, you're cooked. There's nothing you can do if the god of the underworld is mad. But hey, Baby Pluton, thank you for messaging Sarah White in the chat there. But if you want to go message your dad and see where he's at or when he's ready to wake up, or if he has any plans to wake up soon, that'd be great. Because I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting on your dad to show up. All right, your dad's my boy. He and I go way back, well before your time, Baby Mole. Well before your time. We're talking ages ago. Me and your dad were homies. So I'm wondering where he's at. Mr. Bushido with the €2 super chat. Do you think Loki's hammer uses magic circles? That's interesting because I brought this up last stream where it could be a devil fruit imbued weapon, right? And the fact that we see Loki swing it here, that doesn't really dispel it because Loki's the one touching the sea stone. And I don't know if that carries over to the weapon he's holding. I don't think we've ever had that introduced in the story before, so I don't know if his weapon wouldn't be able to activate the powers. But since it was able to bring this lightning down, it does raise the question of what the hell is going on with the hammer, right? So it could just be a devil fruit weapon. I don't know if that's out of the realm of possibility with the sea stone yet, but it might be a magic circle thing. What if it has a nightmare imbued into it, right? Because what's the nightmare of Elbaf, or I guess the nightmare of Elbaf's a good way to put it. It's the tree catching fire and burning down and all that stuff, right? And that seems to be what this hammer could do, theoretically. I mean, it could also be, this would be a really fun twist. What if that hammer isn't made of metal? What if that hammer is made of atom wood? Because it's better than metal, right? At least a lot of normal metal, so that'd be why it's so powerful. And if it is made of atom wood, well, maybe it's able to bring. Excuse me, now I'm burping a lot. Every time we get an hour into the stream, I start burping a lot. And maybe it has the Atom Tree's worst nightmare imbued into it, and that's why it brings lightning down, because lightning and fire is the worst thing for the Atom Tree. And that could be a really cool twist right there. I would really like that. And that would make Enel returning just all the better, right? Enel needs to return, guys. Enel has to return, and soon. A guy with a lightning fruit would scare the piss out of all the giants. You know what I mean? Like that. And they probably don't know that he exists. They might have, through the Burka stuff before Burka got destroyed, maybe they heard about him and knew that he existed. But I don't think he even became a god till after that, so I don't know if they would. But regardless, Enel's got to come back. And I also got to say, Enel being the first Logia to awaken seems heavily plausible to me at this point. And it should happen this arc, because if lightning and fire and stuff is that scary to the giants, and then a lightning guy can come down and awaken his fruit, I mean, just think about what that's going to do, right? I mean, I think that would be beautiful because we still need to see that. And Enel was just... I've always wanted Crocodile to be the first Loki awakening, personally. I always thought Crocodile made the most sense. And I'm actually still a believer that Crossskill is going to pull up this arc. I'm a big believer in that still. So if Crossskill pulls up and Enel pulls up, we could just see a dual awakening, which would be really sick. I don't know. Yeah, so Mr. Bushido, that was a really long-winded way of answering your question to say maybe there's magic circles or some kind of something, for sure, something. You also said, what is the game Shamrock introduced? It's definitely got to be like they're probably earning points to kidnap all the kids. Also, I just noticed here at the very end we don't see Shamrock with the other Gods Knight, so I'm thinking Shamrock already left. Maybe he might have just did it off screen essentially. But I'm wondering if they're trying to give like whoever kidnaps the most kids gets more points, and maybe they get a promotion, because I forget what they said exactly during God Valley, but the points mattered, right? And so I think they're just doing the same thing. That's my guess, at least. 3-day trip, member for 26 months. That is crazy. Thank you very much, 3-day. One of the all-time goats of the community in general. If kids are dreaming of their fear now, I wonder if they can see what their monster is doing right now. Okay, so you're saying like, well, since the kids are sleeping, what if they're almost like operating or like, again, not operating like they're actually evil, but like, what if they're able to kind of see everything that's going on, or see it maybe even through the monster's eyes in a way? Because like, it could be like they're in a nightmare where they're seeing the monsters and like they're scared and everything, right? That's the whole point of it. But, and yeah, I kind of like that. Could facing their fear defeat the monster? Not sure if they keep regenerating like the Gorosei. That is really, really, really interesting, 3-day. Because that could be the whole point of becoming a brave warrior of the sea. I think it was Time Lord earlier who mentioned that Usopp defeating his nightmare could be the reason why he becomes a brave warrior. And I really like what you're saying, because it's the flip of you needing to believe in Nika, right? Like, now I think the truth behind Nika returning is a little bit more wishy-washy, because like Luffy on the roof, for example, Luffy didn't even hear about Nika before that. He still doesn't really care, and he was still able to awaken and all that. So we know, like, while dreaming and wishing of Nika to return matters, it doesn't matter that explicitly for Luffy, but for Bonnie it did, right? If Bonnie didn't believe in that Nika-ish future, she would not go Gear 5th. Luffy can do it without that, because he is the real Nika, or the real Joy Boy, whatever. But Bonnie, because she believed in Nika and believed in Luffy and all that, and could actually see that future, she was able to go into Gear 5th as well. Now, she had the Devil Fruit to do it, but regardless, that belief mattered for her. So now that we could have the flip side where, well, if you have to believe in Nika to become him, or for him to return or whatever, then it might be the same thing, that for your monster to die, for your biggest fear to go away, for you to conquer that fear, you just have to actually do it. Like it's not just enough for somebody else to come in and beat that monster. Like, you actually have to conquer that fear yourself. It's the same thing. Like, some people are, I don't know, like downtrodden enough, depressed enough, down on their luck enough, however you want to put it, to believe in Nika. And so if the government can keep that belief of Nika subdued enough, then he won't return. I think that's kind of the idea. But if you can do the reverse and you keep your belief in the defeat of these monsters high enough, then you'll actually do it. So yeah, 3-day, you're cooking for sure. I'm fully on that, 100%. Mr. Bushido, did you notice Big Mom in the panel? I did see the knockoff Zeus. I'm not sure. I didn't see the actual Big Mom. I'm gonna go back through. I don't know if you're memeing, or if you're being serious, or if there was like was one of the drawings like Big Mom? Is that what you're saying? Wait, one of these girls. Wait, I just noticed one of the girls sitting in front of Ange here in the school. Whenever they're saying like, no, it's Ghost, Draugr, a Storm, all that stuff, the girl sitting in front of Ange has a long nose just like Usopp. I just noticed that. That's interesting. Bottom left corner. Oh, I see what you're saying. Under Nightmare World. I see, under that thing. Yeah, yeah. Hey, that. You know what that looks like? That looks like the original Big Mom silhouette from whenever Garp first mentioned the 4 emperors. He didn't name Big Mom or any of them by name, but he mentioned the existence of the emperors, and we saw the silhouette. That looks like Big Mom's silhouette, man. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. And I don't know who else that would be from the things they list. Well, hold on. Somebody, remember how they were going through the list of things and one of the people said, "My mommy"? That's who that is. That's the person's mom. And it would be really crazy if this is like a long-lost Big Mom child in some way. I highly doubt that's the case. I highly, highly, highly doubt it. But that would be really crazy if it was. It does look like Big Mom, man. That's so funny. Good catch. Good catch. Paths with the $5 super chat. What are the chances the lightning is hockey related rather than devil fruit related? That's a really good call out. I think that could be a possibility because we know from Shanks that he has like a fire powered sword, or he's able to like imbue his sword with fire. We don't really have the specifics on that. We just know he has a fire sword in some way. And we know he doesn't have a devil fruit himself, so some people have theorized that his sword could have a devil fruit. I think is more of a hockey thing. I think people have thrown the term elemental hockey around a lot. I think Parr was definitely one of the first people I know of to really push that. And so it could be that kind of thing where like his hockey, I don't know if it's that his hockey like turns into lightning, or, we see like the storm clouds come in and we already know that hockey like can split the storm clouds or whatever. So it might be that his hockey just brings in, like the storm itself. Like it's not like it creates, like the hockey creates it. It's more like it brings the lightning over. It forces the cloud to come on over and do it for him. I'm not really sure, but Paz, I think that's probably the most likely answer, is that it's a hockey thing. I brought up like the magic circles. I brought up it could be like part of the Atom Tree, all that stuff. I think that's really fun, and I think that's possible because we're learning a lot of new powers right now. But I think hockey's the most likely thing. If I had to like make a guess, that would be it. It's probably the safest thing. Mr. Bushido says you became a member, but you've been a member before. You've been a member plenty of times. Did you you just joined the Afro Gang? I appreciate you, Mr. Bushido. Thank you. And also, Mr. Bushido and everyone else who has been a member but hasn't been able to participate in the trading card game giveaways, if you're interested. I'm doing the next giveaway a little bit differently as a trial run, and if it works well, then anyone can enter the giveaways in the future, because I've kind of kept it US or Canada only, mainly because of shipping costs and just confusion, because shipping to other countries is not that straightforward. But I learned recently that it is way more straightforward if I'm just shipping envelopes, and so that's what I'm going to try doing. So if anyone's interested, not this giveaway, but the next one, you'll see the message. You guys might be able to enter. You guys should be able to. If everything works well, you will be able to. And thank you to everyone who subscribed during the stream. There's been like 5 or 6 of you guys between the different platforms, so thank you guys. Alejandro Solis, member for 16 months, my guy. Dreams versus Nightmares. I would N will turn into D. Nightmares will turn into dreams, is what you're saying. So I think that's really interesting because given the whole Blackbeard thing, right? Like, Blackbeard was introduced telling us how dreams never end. But he's also a guy who doesn't sleep, right? And with all of his darkness connections, you would think he would know a thing or two about nightmares. And I mean, maybe he doesn't sleep because he's so scared of that nightmare that he has or whatever. But it is interesting how we're having those two things melded together. Because, again, with Blackbeard being a guy who's all about dreams, but also not sleeping, I would venture a very strong guess, that he has access to this nightmare power. I'm going to call it that. I really want to see how the drawings get incorporated, because I think that's a massive factor. But it is very interesting how Oda is weaving those two things together. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Oda's doing. Blackbeard is the epicenter of all this, is all I gotta say. This is all... It all goes back to Blackbeard. Paths, member for 18 months. Is Loki in the top 5 after this chapter? If we're talking top 5, including Emu and Shanks and all the God's Knights separate, I mean, I think it's too early to tell. You know, it's like, because like I would want to say yes, not even because of anything other than we're this late in the story. Oda's got to introduce somebody this arc who is, you know, Kaido level. I guess I'll say that. They might have the same dad, so they could literally be a similar level, like genetically and whatever. And so I think Oda did have to make somebody that was that strong or stronger. So I want to say yes, he's probably top 5, because I think a lot of the Yonko are like flirting with it. Because when you have 4 Yonko plus Emu plus God's Knights, you know, then the top 5 gets kind of tough. But I do think he's up there. I just narrative wise, I think Oda kind of has to. Mr. Bushido with the 2 euros. Summer's tattoo is the same as the St. Brice sail mark. That's really interesting. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Shouldn't take long to find. I don't think they're the exact same, but they are similar. Because his is like a circle with a cross through it, where the St. Brice is a circle with like arrows pointing outward. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull it in here to the stream for you guys to look at. It doesn't like WebP files as much as it likes PNGs and things like that. Here, let's see if I can find it. Hold on. I do want to pull this up because it's very, very interesting. Well, it doesn't like WebP files. It really doesn't like WebP files. All my homies hate WebP files. Well, actually, not all my homies. Well, all my homies hate are AVIF files. There we go. Here it is. So that is very interesting. So you can see the mark on the ship is like, it's similar, but not the exact same, right? It's definitely have the circle with the 4 parts to it, but his is just the line goes all the way through, right? But I mean, I think that still matters because you think about the Ancient Kingdom symbol, right? Which has had a few variations. One of the biggest being like Alabasta flag. I think I brought, no, that's in my mural video, but I guess I can just talk about it now. Sometimes I record these videos or I do multiple iterations, and I can't remember if these are things I've said to you guys or what, but I don't think I've said this yet. But regardless, you know, the Alabasta flag is like the Ancient Kingdom one, but they're like, instead of like dots or periods around the middle part, they're like commas around the middle part, right? And on the mural, a lot of people thought that flag is the Alabasta flag, which, I mean, still technically possible, but the dots weren't like the Alabasta ones, which are like commas. But regardless, I think to all of us, that builds a connection. We know Alabasta being led by Lily, you know, tied to the good guys of the Ancient Kingdom and stuff like that, or Joy Boy or whatever, which the Ancient Kingdom themselves might have been bad, but we know there's at least a good chunk of them. And so seeing that these are similar here, I think matters for sure still. I don't think, you know, I doubt that God's Knights were on this ship, but you also got to think it's called the St. Brice, and all the Celestial Dragons have Saint in their name. The symbol is pretty similar. I don't know, maybe they could have been God's Knights who left or something, right? Who quit. I don't know. That'd be kind of a cool plot line. I'm rereading the chapter where some of the people talk about the St. Brice. It's very interesting that the St. Brice was basically cast into the same situation that Brooke's ship was. Because the St. Brice, like like if you get exiled to the clouds in Skypiea, because I totally forgot this, I'm reading it right now. If you get exiled to the clouds, then you basically just drift around forever until you all die, basically. And that's why the ship eventually fell, is it was like just wandering in that part of the White Sea and then fell and whatever. And everyone died on that part of the ship. And Brooke's ship kind of did the same thing, except in the Florian Triangle. So we kind of had like a reverse version, which if you saw my Florian Triangle video, I kind of brought this up a little bit with Ennis Lobby, because I was like, you know, one area's daylight 24/7, one's dark 24/7. They're right next to each other. They're both parts of a triangle. Like, what is going on? This is also kind of the same thing, right? This is like in the sky, so this is like a heaven version of what Brooke went through in the Florian Triangle. That's interesting. That's really interesting, and because then we can also build some connections there between probably Brooke and the St. Brice, or like what Brooke went through and maybe what St. Brice went through. That's interesting. I don't know where that's gonna go, Mr. Bushido, but I'm really glad you brought that up. That's pretty crazy. Shout out everyone following on Twitch. That's awesome. Mr. Bushido again with the €5. Was talking to 3Day about this, but why isn't Herald Castle in the Heaven Realm? Usually the king lives on top. Is Heaven Realm under someone else's control? Interesting. I doubt it's under someone else's control, but my guess for that, and I guess I have no reason to change it yet. I think the Heaven Realm is like a graveyard. Like, I think that's where they you know, in Skypiea where they had the sacred trees, where they like all the dead would come back, like their souls would return to the trees, and it's like it guided them back, or whatever nonsense they said, or it might not be total nonsense, but it seemed like nonsense to Noland and everybody. Well, they respected them, but you know what I mean by nonsense. You guys get it. I think the same thing's happening in Elbaf, where there's like a sacred area. That's why it's called the Heaven Realm, because that, you know, they're all died. They're in heaven in that area. I don't know if it'll be another set of trees, or if it might just be like one tree, like maybe like the very tip of the Adam tree. Maybe there's like one little area where the top of it is, and that part of it is sacred. But that's my guess, is it's just a sacred area for the dead to be, you know, worshipped or revered. So I think that's why, because the Sun Realm is then for the people who are still alive, the Heaven Realm is for those who died, and then the Realm of the Dead is for those who need to die, I guess. You know, the people they don't like, I suppose. That's my guess. But I mean, regardless, it is interesting that that their castle like isn't up there, or, you know, well, I guess I'm also thinking, because like you think about like Wano Castle, that was like up on a hill, so it kind of fit the kind of thing you're talking about, where like usually it's at the top. But I don't think Ryugu Palace was like that, so I guess Oda's hasn't been super consistent about that. But regardless, yeah, it is interesting to think about. Oda's keeping the Heaven Realm hidden for a reason. I think the biggest reason is that my guy Urouge is waiting up there. Oda's taking his good old time revealing my guy Urouge. And I think that's why. But AD Straw Hat with the $2 super chat. How do I become a member? First off, AD Straw Hat, thank you so much for just super chatting just to ask how to you know, support me even further. That seriously means a lot. That is super nice of you. Thank you very, very much. And I don't think you have become one since. But okay, I just wanted to make sure you didn't figure it out. So at least for me, because I know the UI is different depending on what device you're using. So if you are on mobile, I don't know if the option pops up. I know I've heard that before. I don't go on YouTube on mobile all that often, especially to streams, but I don't know if it's there. So you might have to go on your, like, on desktop, or open up like the the web browser version of YouTube maybe. Yeah, Dow just said, can't buy membership on the YouTube app. So there you go. And I don't know this for sure. And so YouTube, please don't get mad at me if I'm wrong. But I think the reason that YouTube didn't add that option is because Apple takes like 30% of the donation. So, and that's a cool thing for you guys to know. If you guys donate on an iOS device, and by the way, I don't care. Like, I'm happy you guys are donating whatever, whenever, whatever way is easiest for you. So, do not change your habits. I'm not asking you to, but just for your own information. If you guys donate, let's just say $10 while you're on the YouTube app on your iPhone, I actually only get 47% of that $10. I get $4.70 out of the 10 because Apple will take 30% off rip, so they get $3 of that 10 immediately. Just the Apple Store, just because. And then they'll do the math after that. Or no, I get 49%, not 47. Because then they'll do the math after that, and they're like, okay, well, YouTube gets 30%, so they get 30% of the $7 remaining dollars, which is $2.10. So that leaves me with $4.90. So I actually get less than 50% if you donate on an iOS device. And again, do whatever you feel is right. I don't care. Like, I'm happy you guys are donating, but just for your own knowledge, that's how that works. If you guys donate on desktop, I get 70% of the donation. And this goes for everybody. But if you donate on iOS, I get 49%, which is just crazy. Like, that, to me, that is like the definition of highway robbery. Like, at least other than the literal definition, it's as close as you can get. So, just for your own information. And I think that's why they don't let you become a member on the app, because they know that they're going to have to give up a chunk of that money. And I think for memberships, they might feel a little different. Like, a random super chat's one thing, but if you're doing a monthly membership, I don't think they want you to get caught into a monthly membership of giving money to Apple. Because if you set up monthly membership on the first time, it's not like they're only going to take the Apple's only going to take money the first time. They're going to take it every single month. And I think that is why they don't want you to do that. So it's crazy. It's a crazy system, if you ask me. But AD Straw Hat, thank you very much. And I did see you send another super chat, so I'll read that real quick while I'm talking to you. You said, dude, you and Sai are my fave streamers. Of course, keep up the work, dude. I appreciate coming to you for One Piece content. Dude, thank you very, very much, AD Straw Hat, seriously. Sai is also one of my fave streamers. I love talking to Sai. And Sai, Sai is way too nice, because Sai probably would come and talk to me on Redacted every week if I really wanted him to, but I don't like asking him to take that much time, because Sai is more than welcome to invite me on all the time, but I don't want to have him every week unless I'm able to do something for him every week. But he's so nice that he absolutely would. So anytime I have Sai on, I love talking to him. He's one of my favorite people to talk to. So that means a lot that you said that, seriously. I want to get Sai on as much as possible. I just feel bad. And if you guys go and tell him this, he'll probably be like, Dak, I don't care, I'll come on. I'll be like, but dude, I feel bad. So yeah, I'm glad you like it, because I love having Sai on as well. Sai is a great dude. Even from my from my own knowledge of what other creators say and other stuff that goes on in the community, I can tell you everybody loves Sai. Sai is great. Let's see, Mr. Bushido with the €2. I got a new bank card, so lost my original sub. Got you. Well, I'm glad you're back. Welcome back to the Afro Gang. It's like you never left. And I gotta tell you this story just because it reminded me of it. And I have a vendetta against Planet Fitness for a reason tying to new bank cards. So I may have told this before, but I have such a vendetta against Planet Fitness, I gotta say it again. So Planet Fitness, I hate you, because I used to work out there regularly. I was a member for several years in a row. And my bank card expired. But here's the thing. My bank card wasn't my primary membership payment option. I had my bank info in there. So they were just able to like debit the money out of my bank account every month. So they didn't need my card info, right? It was the secondary payment method. So I was paying my due every month. But then my card expired for the secondary payment method. So again, they were not missing any money. But they came and stopped me mid-workout. And pulled me off, like basically pulled me off the treadmill, like shut down my treadmill, and was like, hey, you need to stop right now because your secondary card expired and you're not allowed to work out here while your secondary card is expired. And I was like, sir, I've already paid for this month. So I intend to finish my workout. Like I also don't have my other bank card with me that is not expired. So I'm not able to do this. He's like, well, then you have to leave. And I was like, dude, I've already paid for this month and I have my bank account on file. Why do you need this bank card updated? And he was like, well, it's just our policy, blah, blah, blah. If you don't update it right now, then you can't work out. You have to update it before you're allowed to work out again. And I was like, dude, I've already paid for the month. Anyway, so we got like a little bit of an argument and I was like, you know what, dude, just cancel it. Just cancel the membership. I'm done. I'm not coming back here. and he did it. And you know what? The guy had an afro too, which really upset me at the time, because that was like soon after the afro theory came out. It was like a couple years ago. And that made me really sad that a fellow afro enjoyer would do that to me. But I'll never forget that. Planet Fitness, I actively encourage people to go to other gyms. I know they're really cheap and they're 24 hours. Well, most of them are 24 hours. Mine, the one I went to, stopped doing that, which was crazy. But yeah, screw Planet Fitness. I had to tell that story because you reminded me of it, Mr. Bushido. But thank you. Thank you. Well, now it's all lagging. If six if 6 was 9, join the Afro gang. 6 was 9. Welcome, my friend. Very nice. Welcome. Kuya, you said Laboon is number 1 though. I can't remember what the context was for that, but I agree, he is number 1. Knack Reacts Canadian 279. Did you miss the Walrus Mink Giant Principle? No, I did mention him, but I'm glad you brought him up again, Knack. Because I do want to touch on that one more time. Because is he a mink or a fish man? What? Because you know what I mean? Like if you're a walrus, I don't know what the real answer is. Is he a hybrid? Is that why? Because like they are mammals, right? Walrus, and so are like whales and stuff. But you still think of the ocean when you think of them. And so I'm wondering if this is what if mink fishman hybrids become these types of creatures, right? These like sea mammal type creatures. I would actually love that. But no, I did see him. Let me go back. There you go. Yeah, and he's a giant, so he'd be all of them in one. A giant. I mean, it could just be a giant mink or just a giant fishman or all three. I don't know. I think that's amazing. Love the design. I love that the Walrus School actually has a walrus guy. I think that's great. So, yeah. The cheese wheel with the $5 super chat. I need to go get me a cheese wheel. Did you notice the kind of moon-shaped head on the Fenrir? So you think it could be foreshadowing Garling in his demon form? I didn't notice that. That would be a really good call out, though. Let me scroll down here and see this guy again. That is interesting to think about, right? I mean, it's kind of moon-shaped. I'm going to go back up and look at the other drawings, too. It is interesting, because, like, his, like, snout makes, like, a curve, like a crescent kind of shape. And so his ears technically do as well. That's interesting. I do think Fenrir is the most likely for Garling's transformation. I've been on that since like day one. I think Sai might have made a video on it. I think a couple people talked about it. I'm fully on that. I know other people made the video, which is why I did not make the video, because I was just like, I don't have anything to add. I'm not gonna regurgitate. So yeah, I like it. I don't know if that would necessarily be foreshadowing for it, maybe more than we already have, but I like it. Now, I guess I will say the fact that we're seeing a Fenrir maybe makes it a little bit less likely that we would see a transformation of one, because it's kind of like less impactful if we see one version and then like a better version right after. I mean, maybe that would still work, but it maybe makes it a little bit less likely. But at the same time, I do see what you're talking about. I'm fully on the Fenrir train still, regardless, even though we saw one for sure. I think that's a really good theory. Dreams Never Die 95 with the $20 super chat. Dreams Never Die. Thank you so much. Fenrir and Needhog. I don't know if I'm butchering that name, by the way. I've read that name 100 times. I've never said it till today. So I'm just going to keep saying Needhog, but I don't really know. Fenrir and Needhog confirmed in OP mythology. Maybe Garling with Fenrir. Yeah, that's exactly what we were just talking about. I'm with it. Loki's attack looks like it came straight from the sky. What if the hammer is forged from the heaven realm using thunder dials? Thoughts on this? Thanks. Well, thank you, first off, very, very much for the donation. Thank you. And you always come in with like the $10 or $20 super chat. It seriously means a lot. Now, the idea that it's forged in the heaven realm using thunder dials. See, that's interesting. I guess my question or my thought process on it is like, if it was a thunder dial, then the lightning would just come straight from the hammer, right? Like if it I mean, I don't know, if you had a bunch of thunder dials and then crushed them up and then made a hammer out of it, like what is this what would happen? I don't really know. But if you're thinking about like a normal dial, the way they normally work, like the thunder or lightning comes out of the dial, right? Like you think about Ace's flame dial, which, I mean, I just thought about that. That could be a crazy connection. Now, I've had this whole Mass Deuce theory. I haven't even thought about the fact he has a flame dial, and if there's a place for that to come into play, it should be Elbaf, where they're scared of fire, and dials might be important because of the sky connections. That's actually crazy to think about. But if it was a normal lightning dial, then the lightning would just shoot straight out of it. And since we see the lightning coming from the sky, I'm not really sure what to make of that. And also, if you go to the panel, like the same page where Loki, oh my gosh, I just combined Loki and Luffy into one person. If you look at the page where Loki is swinging the hammer into the Atom Tree, the same page, but the top left one where we see like the lightning coming diagonally from the sky, since it's coming diagonally from the clouds like that, it's not coming from the Heaven Realm also. It's coming from the Heaven Realm like elevation, but just not from the top of the tree. So I'm not sure. I honestly, I forget who said it earlier, maybe Paths or somebody. I still think that Haki is the most likely scenario here. But, I mean, using dials in some way would make a lot of sense, right? Just for the sky stuff, to bring dials back. And, you know, in Skypiea, we, you know, found dials and Usopp used them later on, and that was mainly like a pre-time skip thing. Usopp technically used them in the post-time skip because they're like in the Kabuto or the upgraded Kabuto and stuff. So we have seen them, but it would make sense to see a advanced version of the dials, right? Like some greater application that we've seen, which like the Arc Maxim was a pretty crazy application as it was, but it would kind of make sense to see, like if Vegapunk took dials and used them for something, I'm sure he'd be able to make like a better version or like use their power in a more efficient way or whatever. So I don't know. I could see it. I'm still leaning Haki, but I think dials is like the most fun answer of all of it. And like I said, with Mass Deuce, if he is the man marked by flames, which I'm still fully on board with. I mean, this would make a lot of sense for him to show up now and bring the dials back and the flame dial because, again, with them not liking fire, and we see lightning coming down, and that's a whole other thing now that I think about it. You know, Harudin wanted to go get the Mera Mera no Mi, and, well, I mean, Sabo could maybe pop up and bring the Mera Mera no Mi to Elbaf. If we had Mass Deuce pull up with a dial with fire from Ace, then it's kind of like the Mera Mera no Mi showed up in a different way. So then we have the fire and lightning, you know, in a unique version or a unique way. So yeah, I don't know, Dreams. I think dials would be really cool, but I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see. Hopefully we figure this out soon. Mr. Bushido with the €2. I think the Vinsmoke, Shepard, and Briss are connected. I can get behind that. I gotta look up, does Germa, what's their symbol look like again? It has like the eagle, right? I think. Yeah, they have the eagle. They also have the cross thing. That's right. You know, and the eagle thing of Germa is interesting, thinking about Loki's tattoo, right? Because Loki has like the wings all over him, and that does look like Germa's tattoo a little bit. And then you see this guy having this tattoo. That's interesting to think about. Man, I love the Saint Briss hype. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm ready for the Saint, because Saint Briss, that's also where we got the anything that humans can imagine can happen in reality line, right? From Willie Caron or Willie Gallen, depending on what translation. He's actually, I bring that up in a pretty big way in my mural video, which again should be out next week. Now that this chapter came out, I'm getting some ideas for a like a Blackbeard related video. But I don't know if that'll be next week. I might just do the mural video anyway. But regardless, I do bring that up because I think that whole idea of like whatever humans can imagine is a possibility in reality. I think that is heavily tied to a lot of the stuff on the mural and the Harley text and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm gonna be talking about that a lot more. I didn't really bring up the Saint Brice in particular, but I don't know, with this chapter, maybe I need to go add a little bit of an addendum to that video, maybe. If 6 was 9 with the $10 super chat, thank you very much. I love your username, dude. I'm on Android. I just got a membership. Oh yeah, thank you for being on it. Well, see, it's weird. So I don't want to thank you for being on Android because, see, I am an iPhone guy. So I don't want to get it twisted. And I've had to defend my iPhone fandom quite a few times. I'm not a Mac believer, but I am an iPhone believer. But at the very same time, in this instance, I am glad you're on Android. And to anyone who has iPhone, again, you know, if you want to donate on iPhone, I mean, I have no issue with it. Apple's taking some of the money that you probably think is going to me. I just want you to know. But thank you if 6 was 9. Thank you very much for doing it on Android. Thank you. And if you're going to have an Android, I'm glad you're using it for a good purpose because, you know, I guess Android now, I have noticed Android, like whenever I am messaging Android users, now they have read receipts and I can see when they're typing and stuff. So that's cool. Because I mean, you guys could probably do that with other Androids and I've been able to do it with other iPhones. And I'm glad there's at least a little bit of middle ground. But your messages are still green, which, you know, blue messages are superior, but it is what it is. You guys probably, it's funny because Android users don't even really know that, right? Because you guys don't even have, you guys can customize all that where we can't. So anyways, enough iPhone, Android nonsense. I just got a membership. Thank you if 6 was 9. Thank you very much. Go to the description of the video and go all the way to the bottom. It gives you the option. Okay, so you're saying that, so even on the YouTube app though? So are you on the YouTube app or are you on like the web browser going to YouTube? Because I think, and maybe Google just got rid of the option on iPhone only or on Apple Store version only. That would be the smartest thing to do. If 6 was 9, you said I'm on the app. Okay, wow, interesting. Okay, well, if you're on Android and you want to join membership or become a member, join membership. I just like picked the worst way to describe it. Go down to the bottom of the description. Apparently, there's an option there. I've never checked that out, but that is interesting to know. And maybe they're just hiding it because they don't want people to do that. But I think it's definitely because of the surcharge thing. But thank you if 6 was 9. You are the man. Thank you so much. Seriously. Dreams Never Die with the $5 super chat. Joyboy Theories made a great video. I'm sure I don't even have to finish the rest because I bet you he did because Joyboy Theories is the GOAT. But you said video discussing the Heaven Realm as a resting place, like you mentioned, which ties in the idea of it being like Valhalla. Now that I love. I didn't even think about that. So Joyboy Theories, I mean, you guys probably all already know this, but Joyboy Theories cooks like every time he makes a video. That's one. He was definitely one of my like top 3 One Piece creators that I used to watch. I'd still probably put him like in that same ranking. I just don't really watch YouTube content now that I make it, partially because it's a weird thing because I don't want my videos to be the same as everyone else's, so I don't want to watch their videos. But at the same time, I don't want my videos to be like everyone else's, so I feel like I should watch and make sure mine are different. So usually what I do is I go and like script my video and then I go and watch other people's and I make sure mine are different. If some things are too similar, I'll try to change it. Or if there are things that they say that I definitely disagree with, then I'll make sure to say that in my video. Or I don't say I disagree with them, but I just bring up my own take in my video because I'm like, oh, okay, I have a different way to look at that. But anyway, Joyboy Theories was one of my all-time GOATs. So if you guys like my content, definitely go check him out because I think he's kind of close in the way that we think about things, I think. But that's really good to hear that he made that video, so I'm not the only one. I might have to talk. Maybe I'll get him on a redacted video for the Heaven Realm. Maybe that's just what we'll talk about. I need to get him on redacted in general. So, which, well, I don't know. I do want to get Kev on this week because of the ink potential, but I could ask Joyboy for this weekend too if Kev is busy. I'll have to see what Kev's doing. Paths with a $10 super chat. Just to add to the dial theory. What if it was actually the Sunstones that were introduced at the beginning of the arc? Could play into Loki thinking he's the sun god if he mastered the Sunstones. I love that, actually. I really love that. So, building off of that even more, and this kind of goes into some of the stuff I said in my Usopp paintball video, essentially. which the Sunstone Rainbow stuff came out after that video, so I feel like I should probably do a addendum to that video regardless. But yeah, it could be because like since Sunstones could like create like a tangible rainbow, and we already know that rainbows have a connection to the weather in the sky and stuff, because even like Weatheria had like the circular rainbow thing, and we see that circular rainbow in Elbaf, so we know that's a thing. I'm wondering if maybe that is it. Like, I don't know how you would make it exactly, or like I don't know if Sunstone would be just like I don't know if they'd be made from dials, you know what I mean? Or I don't know how those technologies would necessarily connect. But it could be that Sunstones are the upgraded version, or that's what Oda wants us to start making the connection with. And it would make sense that Loki's, hammer is just like a giant block, right? Which is basically what the Sunstones are. They're just like these bricks, essentially. And so maybe that's it. Maybe Loki does have essentially weather powers loosely, in his hammer now, and that's why he's able to bring lightning down. Is just like how Nami can use weather eggs and all that kind of stuff to bring lightning out of nowhere. Loki might be able to do the same thing, but with Sunstones, because it has some connection to the weather. Like we see him literally hit the tree, and immediately a storm cloud comes rolling in. It's very similar to Nami to me in a way. Like it's not the exact same, but it is similar just in that, once he decides to use his weapon, lightning comes in. Like Nami does the same thing with the climate attack. Hers is more science-based, but regardless, I actually really like that path. Again, I don't know if how the dials would connect necessarily. I'd have to think about that more. I mean, because also the dials connected like the Sky People and like Haradas is a Birkin, so he would have some familiarity with dials. So maybe dials is what gave him the initial, thing. And then Sunstone, like, is that maybe? Again, I think that's the problem. Is like, how do you go from dials to Sunstone? I mean, they could just be totally different things, but I like that. I like that connection a lot, regardless. And I swear, Firefox, you just don't want me to read the chat. That's all I gotta say. So Firefox hates the chat. I'm gonna pull up Chrome. I will appease the Google gods and go over to Chrome so I can read the chat for a little bit, because I can see all the super chats, right here and Streamlabs. But we'll appease the Google gods. If 6 was 9, you said, LOL, you still my guy. It's probably from my iPhone Android tirade earlier. Good. It's all in good fun, obviously. Like I don't actually care if anybody uses Android, but it's always fun to spark the controversy. It's kind of like how I take every chance to make fun of the Lakers when I can, because I know there's a lot of Lakers fans out there. Even though I do have to admit the Lakers are playing real good lately. Lakers fans now. See, the Lakers get talked about so much when they don't deserve it. Now they actually do deserve it, so I'm not mad that they're getting talked about. But you Lakers fans out there, you guys, I'm kind of rooting for a Cavs-Lakers finals, because for one thing, I think the Cavs would have a big advantage over the Lakers. But also, LeBron playing against the Cavs in the finals would be absolutely peak. Just by the way, had to get some basketball talk in today. Cavs are on another 12-game winning streak, by the way. Axe D Bartlett, my guy in the chat. Them Cavs though, hey, them Thunder though, man. We're just running away with it. It's great. I don't even know what to say. Although I gotta say, Axe, if the Lakers play the Thunder are gonna be sweat. All right, and it's not because I heavily believe in the Lakers or anything. I just think they're a bad matchup, because like the Thunder are like such a good like team defense kind of thing, but when you have two all-world players like LeBron and Luka on the same team, and Luka beat the Thunder last year, so there's going to be that little bit of like mental anguish there, a little bit of concern. I think that's the one team the Thunder do not want to run into. I think the Thunder will beat every other team they play, but the Lakers are their kryptonite. But on the flip side, I do think the Nuggets, which I see baby Pluton talking about the Nuggets, I do think the Nuggets are the Lakers' kryptonite. So there's a little bit of a triangle there where like if the Thunder and Nuggets play, the Thunder will win. If the Nuggets and Lakers play, the Nuggets will win. If the Lakers and Thunder play the Lakers will win. So I think the matchups matter a lot. And I know the Lakers just beat the Nuggets the other day, but guys, come on now. The Nuggets have, what did they won like 13 of the last 14 against the Lakers or something like that. I know they had like a little bit of a different strategy. They have Luka now, but regardless, Nuggets are just a well-oiled machine, especially against the Lakers. So I don't think they want to play them, but I think the Lakers could beat the Thunder. It would be a bad matchup. I agree. Yeah, at least, yeah, Axe. That's the thing. It's a bad matchup. That's the one team the Thunder don't want to see. No sweeps in the West. I can agree with that, baby Pluton. I don't think there'll be any sweeps. No matter what, no matter who plays who, no sweeps. Even if the Nuggets and Lakers play, I don't think the Lakers will get swept. Kuya, you said Nuggets have Russell Westbrook though, who's bad luck. Hey man, put some respect on Russell's name. All right. Russell is a consummate professional. His plus minus is actually kind of insane now, mainly because he plays with Jokic. They usually let Jamal go in by himself, and then Russell will come in when Jokic is still on the floor because they play so well together, so it's worked. But I mean, he's got to play within his role, because like if you're asking Russell to lead the team, you know what I mean? Like if you're like, Russell, you go out there and score 30 for us, like it just ain't gonna happen. But don't disrespect West Pookie. Jokic unlocked Westbrook. I agree, baby mole. I completely agree. Jokic, like Westbrook plays so much better with Jokic. It's crazy. Like and that's why he wanted him, right? Jokic handpicked Russell Westbrook to join the team, and I think that's because he knew, like, I mean, they're both the triple-double gods. I think he knew, like, Russell gets the way that I play. Like, we're going to play off of each other. Now, the non-Westbrook and Jokic minutes are a problem because you pretty much have Murray and Michael Porter Jr. out there, and you're just hoping for the best. But, you know, I mean, a lot of teams have to deal with that. Not every team can have DeAndre Hunter and Ty Jerome coming off the bench. You know what I mean? Not every team has drippy Dean Wade waiting to come off the bench. All right, we got the 6th men of the year on our team. So not a whole lot, you know, you can do about that, but it is what it is. Austin F, the give and go with Joker and Westbrook is insane. Yeah, it is. It is insane. It's like people sleep on it, man. I love watching Westbrook and Jokic play together. Like whenever a Nuggets game is on, I'll totally tune in. And whenever Jokic isn't on the floor, I like don't care as much. But whenever Westbrook and him are in, it's sick. They just play off each other so well. Max Strus, yep, baby mole, Max Strus. Now Max Strus is probably going to start. Whenever we play the Celtics, we might start DeAndre Hunter, so we have more matchup minutes with him and Tatum. But I do think Max Strus is going to start for 99% of the games. Our lineup with the core 4 and Max Strus is like the best lineup, I think, in the entire NBA this year, minutes or like plus minus wise. So we have no reason to change it. But having DeAndre Hunter and Ty Jerome off the bench, man, I mean, look, we're living large this year in Cleveland. All right, if y'all, sorry, we've been talking about basketball. I feel like we have 140 people here. I imagine most of you probably don't care about basketball, but we're in the final home stretch of the season. We got 20 games left. The Cavs have already clinched a playoff spot, which is crazy. We're the first team to do so. Cavs are going for 70 wins this year, which only 2 other teams in NBA history have ever had 70 wins in a season. The Cavs need to go 18-2 over the last 20 games to do that, which is very plausible for them. They're on a 12-game win streak as it is. We also don't play any of the top... Well, we play the Knicks twice. No disrespect to Knicks fans, but I'm not as scared about them. But we don't play the Thunder or Celtics again this year. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very good. The best team got the 6th man midseason. Yeah, I know. Believe me, dude. We're Kobe Altman, executive of the year. Kenny Atkinson, coach of the year. DeAndre Hunter, 6th man of the year. Ty Jerome, most improved player. He won't get it because that, to me, that of all the awards that we give out for the NBA, I gotta stand on my soapbox for a second. The most improved player award is the worst award there is, and not because I don't want to award the most improved player. They don't pick the most improved person. They pick like a player who wasn't an all-star and got to all-star that year, which I get, like they might be most improved, but like some players have like you're expecting them to get a little bit better each year, and I don't really like awarding, like John Morant won most improved player because he went from like roughly all-star caliber to like first team all-NBA caliber. And I get, okay, that's a pretty big jump, but like you're already a beast. Why do you don't need the most improved player award? And he actually gave his award to Desmond Bane because he felt the same way. He's like, Desmond Bane, like Desmond, you were like a nobody. I mean, respectfully, like you were pretty much a nobody and now you're like an all-star. That's a bigger jump than anyone else. So Ty Jerome going from end of the bench to 6 man of the year caliber to literally, if you took his numbers and extrapolated them per 36, or like a normal person's playtime, he has like some of the best stats in the entire NBA, like efficiency wise. He should be most improved because he literally came out of nowhere to being 6 man of the year candidate. So, it is what it is. I think the most improved player award is not good. Yeah, and what you're saying, Axe, Cade Cunningham is probably going to win it. He's by far the favorite. But he's the first overall pick. He was already all-star caliber. I know that he made an all-star officially for the first time, but that's not what most improved is about. Like when you're first overall pick, like you should be an all-star by your 5th year or 6th year, Norman Powell or Ty Jerome are the 2 top candidates for me. Or Dyson Daniels. Like those are the guys who should deserve it. People who went from nowhere to actually something like all-star caliber, which Ty Jerome obviously wasn't an all-star, but again, if you extrapolated his minutes per 36, because he doesn't play that much, he would be. So yeah, anyway. Baby Mole, you said Bucks, Celtics, and Cavs are the best in the East. Yeah, the Bucks are playing really, really well. They scare me a good amount just because, like, you got Dame time and Giannis on the same team, and in the playoffs where, it's just somebody gets hot one game, somebody gets cold one game. The series can flip. You can lose home court. You never know what happens. I really, really hope the Bucks can either, it won't happen, either fall to the 6th seed so they play the Knicks and the Cavs want to play them in the second round, or they catch up to the 3 seed so the Cavs can play the Knicks in the second round. Because no offense, Knicks fans, but I think the Cavs would absolutely mop the floor with the Knicks this year. The last game was not a good sign for y'all, but I'm probably more scared of the Bucks than the Knicks at this point. Yeah, and Kuzma's on the Bucks, which is a crazy pickup. Crazy pickup. Yeah, and I saw Brunson twisted his ankle last night. That really sucked. I hope he's all right. I don't like injuries no matter what team or what the situation is. I remember even when the Cavs played the Knicks in the playoffs, Julius Randle twisted his ankle, and I remember even in the middle of the game when we were down in the series at that point, and I remember even in the middle of the game I was telling some Knicks fans, like, hey, I really hope he's not hurt, just because, like, basketball is just not fun when players get hurt, man. Like like in football, it's not fun either. But at least in football and baseball, like you have like a much bigger team. In basketball, you rely on those top 2 or 3 guys like crazy. So it really sucks when they get hurt. It changes that. You pretty much lose your entire chance of winning anything serious if your top players get hurt. And that's just not fun. So. Straw Hat Koofy said going to a Bucks game tomorrow. Wait, who do they play tomorrow? Wait. Let me look at this up. And by the way, guys, I know we have really drifted from the One Piece talk. I apologize. I did not mean for this to be as much of a tangent as it became. But if you guys have more One Piece questions, definitely throw them in the chat. I'm just kind of responding to the chat right now. So if you want me to answer some more One Piece stuff, I'll stick around here for another 10 or 20 minutes. So I definitely can answer some more stuff. I'm just hyped about basketball, man. My favorite team is so good. We've never been this good, man, and we've had LeBron. Now, I mean, we've won a title, but we're on pace to beat the franchise record for wins in a season. Oh wow, so the Bucks do play tomorrow. That's okay. Well, hey. So here's the thing. Y'all play Orlando tomorrow, but then Cleveland Sunday. So you guys are on a back-to-back, but Cleveland is not. So we have the rest advantage. So that makes me feel a little bit better because I really want the Cavs to get 70 wins this year. So we can only drop 2 more games the rest of the season. And I think the Cavs will want to rest their guys the final couple games. So I really hope we can just win, ideally the next 18, which would be crazy. It'd be a 30-game win streak. That's just, I mean, that's not real. But, yeah, I really want us to hit 70, so... Alejandro Solis, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm still listening. I love it. Thank you. Dreams Never Die 95 with the $5 super chat. Redacted request. Love this. Joy Boy theories on the Heaven Realm. Library of Ohara on the Lost Kingdom. Okay, Sai, Elbaf predictions and God's Night Glaze. Thanks again, Dak. No, you know what? I'm going to save that. I'm going to take a screenshot of it. I'm going to put that into the redacted folder. I'm going to make sure I don't forget that. Because I like what you're saying. And I'm not going to lie, guys. Like, you know, I have pretty good connections with a lot of the creators, so I can ask them. It's just sometimes I'm like, well, I want to get the right person on for the right video, or I want to get someone on, like if somebody has a big theory, maybe I should get them on so we can just talk about that theory and stuff. Like, you know, I want to get stuff that you guys want to hear discussions on. So whenever you tell me stuff like that, that makes it really easy on me, because then I know I can also go to Joy Boy and be like, hey, JB, somebody really wanted us to talk about the Heaven Realm. They said we had similar ideas. You ready to cook? And then that it gives us a basis for the discussion. It gives him a reason to be like, oh, somebody brought it up. I'd love to come and talk. I mean, I think we're all kind of that way. We like having our stuff promoted or whatever. So I tentatively would say, let's see if he texted me back. Oh, he did text me back. Oh, dang. All right. Kev, I messaged Kev earlier asking when he's going to read the chapter, and he is like, I'm going to go live at 1:30. And I was like, dang it. If I saw the text, I could have told him to wait, and then I could have redirected you guys, because now he's probably almost done. But I think I'm going to get Kev on this weekend to talk about the chapter. But going forward, guys, please give me ideas just like Dreams Never Die did. You don't have to do a super chat. You can also just go in the Discord and just tag me. And also, if you have questions about this chapter, leave a comment on the video or go to the Discord and go to the redacted questions section. I'm actually going to go enable it right now so you guys can message there. We had some pretty good ones last week that I know Sai enjoyed answering. Okay, you guys were able to. I never shut it off. Cool. You guys should be able to go in there and ask some questions. Definitely ask me and Kev some stuff, or, you can ask stuff that's specific to me and Kev, if like theories, or if you just have general questions or theories that you want us to kind of bounce our thoughts off of. Definitely do that. I love getting suggestions. Andy Dalif, you said, sorry to interrupt. You're all good to interrupt. I'm actually glad you interrupted. This isn't an NBA channel. That should have already been started, but now that I have a little bit of time, maybe now I get that video done. I really want to cover the playoffs. But anyways, see, now I'm getting distracted again. You said the kids will need to wake up or the monsters will keep regenerating. I love that. I think I probably agree with you. I'm going to pull it up again. I think I probably agree, because that would then build a really close connection to the Gorosei stuff too, right? Like because they were regenerating until like Joy Boy's hockey rope blast came out. Then they all got sent back, and that it gave like a weird sense of like how we technically don't know how to hurt them, but we do know that they can be defeated or sent back. So we know there is a system to it, and I like that. And it might go back to what I think it was 3-Day who said it, that maybe the kids will need to kind of conquer their nightmare, like conquer their fears in order to end it. Like that might be another part. Like, what if it's not just waking up? What if it's waking up and like, what if they have to conquer that thing in their actual dream before they, like, in order for them to wake up? I think that'd be kind of cool too. Straw Hat Koofy said, TBH, I'm not sure. Stepdad's wife got us tickets for Christmas. Hey, well, I'm not gonna lie. What's really sad, Koofy, is that before all the injuries, that would have been an amazing game to go to. Like, that would have been like the Bucks in Orlando. That would have been like a primetime matchup at this point of the season. But now, because Orlando is so decimated from injuries, they're just like a shell of their former self. So it's gonna probably be a cakewalk for Milwaukee. They'll probably sit a couple guys, to be honest. So be on the lookout for that, because they have a back-to-back with Cleveland, and with Cleveland being the better team, they'll probably sit some guys versus Orlando to rest up for the next game. So that's also something to look out for. But regardless, hey man, I mean, Orlando, you still have Paolo and Franz on that team, so it should be a good thing to watch regardless. Daft Frick. That's I like what you're saying right there. You think the area around the Florian Triangle may have been similar to the Mokomo Dukedom with a night ruler and a day ruler, but the day and night were permanent. Perhaps Emu was the night ruler. That's really interesting. So in my video, well, yeah, in my Florian Triangle video that I just did, which, by the way, just in case you guys were wondering, just a fun little YouTube thing that happened. If you guys noticed, during that video, I had a 5 CBD ad, which they're basically weed gummies. I mean, they're CBD gummies, and they're completely legal by YouTube's guidelines or whatever. Multiple people have done ads for them before with no trouble. And I believe me, I looked into that. I double checked. I saw multiple huge channels that had a lot of views and they did not get in trouble. But 12 hours after uploading my Florian Triangle video, I got a notice that it is now age restricted and also limited for monetization. So because I promoted a weed related product in the video, it got this restriction, which I talked to my agency and they said that this is something that didn't happen before, but this month specifically they started going after people for it, which they're not supposed to, again, because by their own guidelines it does meet it. So that video right now is age restricted, so you guys are able to go watch it, and I mean, absolutely feel free to. But I'll tell you this much: the video was putting up serious numbers before that happened. It was on pace to be like my second or third best video out of my last 10. But then that happened, and whenever a video gets age restricted, that means that you have to be signed in to watch it, or you have to be 18 or over. Which 99% of you guys who watch my videos are 18 or over, but YouTube doesn't show age-restricted videos like in the algorithm widely, right? Like they aren't going to bother promoting my video on random feeds and stuff because it's not getting ad revenue, because since it is age-restricted, they basically tell the advertisers, hey, this one has adult content, don't put your ads in this one because of that reason. So it's not earning money. So since it's not earning money, then YouTube doesn't share that anywhere. So I'm working on getting that fixed because it's not supposed to be this way. And if worst comes to worst, I can trim out the ad and then there will be no mention of it, and then they'll be able to reinstate it. But right now I'm going through the motions of talking to my agency and trying to have them, because they have contacts with YouTube that they've reached out to, and they're supposed to kind of like work on my behalf to get it fixed. Or if they can't get it fixed, then they'll tell me like, hey, do you want us to trim it out, and then it'll be fixed. So like I'm going through the process of getting it fixed. But I just bring that up just to say that the numbers on it right now aren't as good as my normal videos, but it was way above my normal videos until it got the restriction, which didn't happen until like midnight after I uploaded. So if you want to go and watch it, people seem to really like it because the numbers are extremely, extremely good on it. It's just it's not getting promoted, so the view numbers aren't very high until that gets fixed. So yeah, and I was actually worried coming into this stream, because I know other people have had age restrictions, and then slowly after the first age restriction, their views go down and down and down, because I think the algorithm sends a signal like, hey, this guy covers sketchy stuff, don't show him that much. So I was really worried that was going to happen for me, because I'm like, look guys, for one thing, 0.3% THC by weight weed gummies are like it's innocent as it gets in terms of any kind of products like that. But you know, hopefully I don't get shadow banned for it. But I see we had a normal people here today, normal amount of people. So I appreciate you guys. I was honestly a little worried coming in. I was like, dude, am I only gonna have like 20 people show up? If I only have 20 people show up, then I'm cooked. You know, I'm big cooked. So Dapper, you said that's a shame. Great video. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, the numbers are really good. But you know, I did know going into it that promoting a CBD product would come with a little more risk, so I'm not too down on myself for it. But hopefully they'll just fix it, and then we'll see. Baby Pluton, you said hold off on Sai until Ange gets unraveled a bit more. Sai will have some spicy character analysis. It was pretty funny talking to Sai in the last video. I don't know if you watched the last one, but somebody asked a question specifically about Ange just for Sai, and it was pretty funny, and he had to defend the Ange hate. So I love those questions when they're specific for the person that I'm interviewing. So like tomorrow, I assume it'll be tomorrow. I assume Kev will be free. I'm gonna get Kev, so you have specific questions for him. That'd be good. Baby Pluton, you said I bought some. Hey, look, That makes me real happy because I mean, okay, I'm too scared to show them, but I have them right next to me, and I have used them, and they're great. They definitely work. It's a good product. Like I didn't promote them for no reason, but thank you, seriously. He said, does it do that for the channel overall or just the video? It does it just for the one video, but from my understanding, if it's egregious enough, or if you do it frequently enough, like if I do it my next video and then my next video, then I think the channel gets impacted overall, because I think. And this is my own understanding, I might be wrong, but I think the way it works is like every time I upload a video and I say like, yeah, there's nothing risky in here, and then it gets the green light and then there's no issues later. I think like every time I do that, the advertisers get a signal like, yep, he's safe. Oh, he's really safe. Oh yeah, he's not messing around. And I've been going for years now without any age restrictions, not even cussing. I do it sometimes, but I don't ever get in trouble for it. So I think the advertisers know, based off my history, I'm clearly not like a risky person, but it's just that one video. So it's just the one video for now. But if I keep getting restricted, then it might impact the entire channel. So far so good. Even though that video died like immediately because of the age restriction, the rest of my videos are still getting normal views. Like I'm still in the normal realm of things. So nothing bad has happened yet. I did talk to my my agent. Well, not my agent, but the person who works at my company. And I don't even know if you guys know who this person is. I want to double check if I'm allowed to tell you who this is. Let me look up. Let me see. I can't tell you anything they told me specifically, but I want to see. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you or not. I think I am. Okay, I am. Okay. Because I see he it's very public. Okay, I just want to make sure this wasn't like a secret thing. Have you guys ever heard of the gamer from Mars before? It's a big YouTuber, over 1 million subs. He actually owns he's a CEO. Like maybe he owns. I know CEO is his title. He's the CEO of my agency, not the brand, not the 5 brand that I did in my last video, but my agency. Because I work with a group that helps me get other deals, right? They're called Nano Zebra. You can look them up. I found them by just looking up stuff. And the CEO, well, there's a couple CEOs, but Gamer from Mars, he's the guy that I was talking to about this. I was like, dude, Art, I'm a little worried about this age restriction, man. I'm not just for my own money, but like I just don't want my channel to falter. And he gave me some good advice. So shout out to Gamer from Mars for sure for that. He made me feel a lot better about it. Yeah, yes, Axe. They immediately labeled me a member of the worst generation, all caps worst. And it's crazy because, like, I don't want to name the channel, but there's another channel who I got as an example promotion, who basically animated them, like, because the way their content is, they animate all their stuff with, like, I don't want to say low effort animation, it is, but it still looks good. It's like stick figure type animation, and they had themselves like smoking and stuff on the animation, and also like, you know, the gummies were there, like it was all animated, and like they were like using products but in an animated form, and they didn't get in trouble, but I did. And I was like, that is insane, where it's just me in front of a camera talking about the product. I'm not even using, I'm not even like, you know, I did have an animation before where I had like the Zorro pack smoking, but I'm like, that's not even, again, that's not even the product. So yeah, long story short, that's been frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. I was upset about it for like a day because it happened right before I went to bed Monday, and I was like bummed all day Tuesday about it. And but then I kind of, Tuesday night or Wednesday, I kind of just thought to myself, you know, Dak, you're really lucky to even have this channel. You're really lucky to even have these promotions and to, you know, have a job like this. It's okay. You know, we'll get past it. If the channel dies completely and I stop making money and and then, you know, nobody shows up to the streams ever again, then I can start being sad about it. But I'm not going to get too upset about one video, which might end up getting fixed anyway, or should. So, Michaela, you said, is it still monetized? Technically, it's monetized, but only for Premium. Yeah, I think that's how it works. I think because advertisers won't show ads on it because it's been deemed as like a risky video or like 18 plus. So because when they say 18 plus, I think the advertisers don't always know what it is. In this case, it's like low level weed gummies, which are like, I mean, like the most innocent thing ever. But I think they might also worry it's, you know, more gory stuff or more just explicit content. And so I think the advertisers, whenever it gets the age restriction, they're just like, nope, like stop showing my ads on that video altogether. So I can't get any ad revenue from advertisers, but I can still get premium revenue for those who have it, which again, and I don't want anyone to feel bad. Like if you want to go watch it, don't feel bad that I'm not getting ad revenue from you or anything. Like the video had 35K views at the time that I got the restriction, and now it's at 37 over the last like 3 days. It only got like 2K because it just won't show the video. And so I won't make any meaningful money from it until the restriction's taken away anyway. Like, you know, it's if you guys want to know some YouTube details, like that video, the Florian Triangle one, before the restriction, I was getting an $8.57 RPM. So what that means is every 1,000 views on the video, I get $8.57 is basically what that means. And so, you know, at the rate it's going, because it won't show it in the algorithm, right? Because it's age restricted. I'm not making like anything, so I don't really care, you know, at this point. But if the age restriction gets removed and then it gets shown in the algorithm more widely, which is how I get a lot of my views, right? Like, I mean, I believe me, you guys show up every time to watch the videos, and I appreciate you, and I need that. But really, the bulk of the money comes from kind of the random people on YouTube who are just, you know, wanting to go watch a One Piece video and see my thumbnail and click it, right? That's where the vast majority of my views come from. Like 90-something% of my viewers aren't subscribed, right? So that's really where the, you know, my income as a creator comes from, is mostly those views. So you know, it does suck, but on some level it's kind of a good thing, because like if it went and got 50K views while it was restricted, well, then those 50K people won't get to watch later and give me money. Or I say give me money like they're paying me, but, you know, I just get paid from them watching the ads. If 50K people watched it when there were no ads, then that would kind of suck. But the fact that it died and like nobody's watching it now, it's kind of a good thing, because then whenever the restriction gets removed, there'll be a whole pool of people to watch it who haven't watched it yet. So, you know, I don't know, it is what it is. So you guys are getting a little bit of background to YouTube stuff. I love talking about this, so I'm happy to talk about it whenever. And also, in case you just for your own thought process, creators, like the amount that we make per video goes up the longer the video is, because there's more ads for us to show, which I get is frustrating for you guys to have to watch all those ads. Believe me, I get that. I should not say this as a YouTuber or as a person who makes money from Google ads technically, but like if you want to use an ad blocker, you won't hear a peep from me, you know what I mean? I have used them before. I have premium now, so I don't need it, but you know, I'll never, I mean, I get it, believe me. But people do make their videos longer for that reason, and that's a big reason why mine tend to be kind of long. Is it's just, you know, if I'm going to put the effort in for this, you know, like long, or for like this, you know, deep theory, I try to bring in as much important content as I can to make that longer. And this video was 28 minutes, which is fairly long. So it's, you know, it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. I'm not that worried. Let's see. Was it Ben Assay with the $5 super chat? I swear Ange is a government agent just like Alpha. She set up those poor kids. Look, you got to go talk to Sai, my friend. You got to go talk to her. And you know what? It is kind of funny, because if you go back to the chapter, like the early parts of the chapter, let me find it. There was one part where Ange was looking sus. Like not okay, like in the one where like she's protecting the kids and the kids are running away. It's like the very first page of the chapter, and the snake is coming towards them. And the way that she's like standing there, like holding it off, you could reason that, oh, like is Ange in cahoots with the snake? Because like it seemed to listen to her, like it stopped attacking. I think that's her. Yeah, it has to be her. So I don't know. You know, if Sai wanted a little bit of fuel for the fire, I guess that would be it. And also, I talked about this a little bit during my reaction, but we haven't brought it up since then. Do you guys think this Mr. Wolf guy could be related to San Juan? Like, it can't be a coincidence that they have the same, like, because like it's Mr. Wolf, San Juan Wolf. Like that wouldn't be his family name normally, right? It should be San Juan. But the fact that we see another wolf here, I mean, I don't know. To me, I feel like that's got to be something. I don't know. Again, that's not how the naming convention should work. But I mean, maybe we're just gonna find out that San Juan's name just isn't the normal convention. I don't know. Ange's size nightmare creature. That's crazy. That is crazy. I kind of want to tell that to Sai, or somebody should comment that on one of his videos. He would think that's hilarious. Yusuf, crazy how the world still sees weed as a hard drug. Yeah, I know. Believe me, it's and YouTube's like guidelines or whatever for talking about products like that are that like CBD products are okay, and if it's going to have THC, it has to be 0.3% THC by weight or less, I think is the way that's phrased. I can't remember. But the things that I promoted are explicitly that. They literally made it that exact amount to fulfill the guidelines. I think that's the federal guideline, which is why YouTube says that. And so it actually fulfills all those, so I don't get what the issue is. I also didn't get flagged at the beginning, but I got flagged after 12 hours, which likely means that somebody or a handful of people reported it, or like a YouTube person caught wind of it and just did it on a whim and doesn't care, right? It's not that like the AI caught it explicitly, because then I would have known whenever I first uploaded it, because the AI goes through it. So somebody ratted me out and tried to get me in trouble, basically, which again, it shouldn't matter, but it is crazy. Because I mean, it's fully legal where I live. Now, I will say our politicians are trying to change that, even though we voted to make it legal, and that is its own massive problem. Which, again, that might be something for the politics channel to talk about. But it's yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Debus, do we know of any giants that have a familial name? Jaguar D. Sol, right? But even then, if you were to use Jaguar D. Sol as an example, well, Jaguar is the family name, and that's an animal. And then you think about San Juan Wolf, maybe he just flipped it for some reason, and so the family name is the creature, right? And that might be the hint there. Is that the only giant that we have a full name for? Is Jaguar D. Sol? I'm trying to go through and look. We have some non-canon ones, but they don't. Yeah, like Lily and stomach is probably what it's supposed to be, but I'm just I imagine there's a little flair to it. But she's from film Z, or Z's Ambition arc to be precise. Pan's Fry is the same. Who is this? Giant 9? I don't even know what this is. One Piece 3DI Trap Coaster? This is just crazy. I don't know who that is. Yeah, those are the only ones. San Juan Wolf and Jaguar D. Sol are the only two. And they're also not from Elbaf. That can't be a coincidence, right? That every giant that does John Giant count? I feel like John Giant doesn't count. I feel like Giant, like, that's not his real name. That's just because he is a giant and he was the first giant marine. I don't think it's a coincidence that the two non-Elbaf giants are the only ones with full names. Huh. That is really crazy, actually. Yeah, Jaguar and Wolf are cat and dog animals, or wild ones, basically, like wild versions of domesticated animals. So maybe we have a zoo parallel here. Yeah, because it's also cat and dog, right? That'd be interesting. Now the thing is that San Juan and Wolf are from the South Blue. I think both of them, or no, they're from a blue. They're not from Elbaf or the Grand Line or anything. So they're from separate places. Brandino, I can't believe I missed it. First stream I wasn't here for in a while. Hey man, I'm glad you made it here, at least in general. Thank you for sliding in. And usually we don't go this long. We're almost at 2.5 hours. That's what happens when you guys let me talk about NBA basketball and YouTube monetization issues. And then we can really milk the clock. But the fact that you pulled in is great, man. We stuck around just for you to make it. We wanted to make sure you could get a thought or two in if you had some. I also just want to mention this. The next TCG giveaway will be in about 2 weeks, maybe like a little bit more than 2 weeks, because we will have the next TCG set release, which is Royal Blood. I think it has a Luffy in it. I think that's the manga rare. And I think the set after that... Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because if you guys, for those of you who aren't that deep into the One Piece TCG, one little funny plot line that's been going on so far is that a lot of characters have had manga rares, which are like the big chase of every box. A lot of the main characters have had manga rares. Like Luffy's had like 4 now or something stupid, which, I mean, to each their own on that. But I think they're overdoing it with the Luffy manga rares personally. But Zoro's gotten one, like Nami's gotten one, Chopper's gotten one, Soge King's gotten one, Sabo's gotten one, Ace has gotten one. Sanji has not gotten one. They just left him behind. But I think the next set might have one this summer, I think. But Sanji hasn't gotten one, which is with like this kind of the Sanji and Zoro debate in the community. I think it's kind of funny that Sanji hasn't got one, but Zoro had. Zoro technically has 2 because his got reprinted in the best set, so he technically has. It's the same one, but they're different printing styles, but the same art. But yeah, Sanji. I was trying to look it up, see if we have confirmed that he is going to get one. I think he's supposed to in OP 11. I think so. DBC said OP 11 goes super hard. Do we have the set list for OP 11? That's what I'm looking up. I can't. Oh, so most of the reveals. So is it a Sanji? Is it a Sanji one? That's what people were saying, but I don't know if that's true or not. If they really don't give Sanji a manga rare again, that's just crazy. Because the end of the year set, I think they've already announced it, is supposed to have. It's going to be like the 3 brothers. It's going to be like Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, I think. Pancake, you said favorite deck and leader. I wish I knew enough about the actual game to give you an answer, because I don't play it yet. I do want to start playing. I think I've mentioned this before, but my plan, before I get started, I want to plan out a video, because I want my video to be me winning like a local tournament. Like I want to make the video like I'm going from scratch to winning a tournament. Like that's the whole focus of the video. And so that way it'll be obviously, because I want it to be that way so you guys, or just viewers in general who aren't into the One Piece TCG, I want to make it applicable so it's a good video even if you don't care about the trading card game, just because it'll be a cool journey to follow with me to go winning a tournament. Like I think that will be appealing. For people like who watch One Piece but aren't familiar with the trading card game, I think that'd be a really good way to kind of segue people into it. Like, hey, I didn't know how to play either. Watch me learn so you can learn with me and learn all the tools I use to learn. And then if I win, that might give them a little bit of feeling of like, oh, I can go get started next week and maybe win my next tournament. I didn't think about that. Like I thought I'd be a scrub, That's kind of the point of the video. So I'm still kind of working through some of the mental parts of it. But I want to do that. And then once I have the plan for it, then I can just start playing, because then I got to get some footage of me learning and playing and getting. I'll probably lose a million games before I learn how to win. So that's the plan. Debus, you said I have a Sanji or they have a Sanji SP rare that looks sick coming. Is it a manga rare though? I do see these OP11. I don't think they're manga rares. They're almost like, they almost remind me of like ghost rares from Digimon almost. They're like mostly white, but they are manga panels. I see this blue one where Luffy is going into gear second for the first time. And then there's this other one where he's punching Dofi with, I think it's Red Hawk. I can't tell exactly because it's kind of blurry. Yeah, I see fire, so it's got to be Red Hawk. So that's kind of cool. Not manga rare. See, if they don't give Luffy or give Sanji a manga rare, you know, I don't know what to say. Some of these cards though that look like this, I wish I could pull it up, but it'd be hard on this website. It's definitely not going to be favorable to it. But there's these cards that kind of look like, I don't even know how to, like a they look very fancy, like a stained glass window, sort of. Like, that's not the right way to put it. It's like a portrait, they've made cards like this before, but it looks really fancy. I see there's a Shirahoshi one, a Luffy one, and a Stussy one that all look great. There's also a Shanks one, a Rayleigh one, a young Rayleigh one, which is cool. And then I think I see the Sanji one you're talking about. It's like blue and yellow, and you see the fork and the knife. See, that's cool, but where's the manga rare at, bro? Is it another Luffy? So wait, do we have Bound Man Luffy in OP10 and then Snake Man in OP11? Is that really, I mean, guys, like, Bandai, I have stood by you a lot, but that's questionable, Bandai. That's very questionable. They announced they do have Ghost Rare cards coming. All right, that's sick. That's what they look like, was Ghost Rares, so I like that. I'm a big fan of Ghost Rares. And like Yu-Gi-Oh! The Ghost Rare Dark Magician, which I don't have because it's like, I mean, it was $600. How much is it now? I don't even know. It's probably, Yu-Gi-Oh! Ghost, will that be enough? Oh my god, I got 500 results. I was wondering when One Piece would take that. Oh, see, now it's like $300. Well, no, yeah, 300 for Japanese. Okay, $400 for English. Still crazy. Too much for me for a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but Debus, I'll make a manga rare Sanji. Hey, honestly, Debus, that's what you should do. If you make a manga rare Sanji and you sell it as a proxy card, and I mean, as you know, but just to be clear to everyone else listening, make sure they know it's a proxy card. You know, those are pretty popular, and not trying to fool anybody. But if you make a manga rare proxy Sanji and sell that, people are going to buy that, man, because the only one that's kind of close to that, and I actually have it right next to me. That's crazy. I only have a couple cards next to me. I put most of them downstairs, but I do have this. This is not the manga rare Sanji. Oh, you can see the little adhesive at the top that makes it look gross, but this is like a promotion, but it's kind of like a manga rare, right? It's like has the white manga panel in the back. This is the only thing he really has that's close to a manga rare, and this is just a like a promo card. Here's the Brook one. So I bought a few of these because since they don't have manga rares yet, I was like, well, this is the next best thing. So I bought a couple of them. There's also this sick Jinbei card. Thought that one was sick. That's like a $1 promotion card. I thought it was crazy. I think it should be worth more than that. But Debus, it's kind of a crime that they made Sanji's arc set for Whole Cake a Luffy Snake Man manga card, not Sanji. I know. Or just do both. Like you can they've done multiple in many sets now. I also felt like it was weird, and maybe it's just me, but in Paramount War, or no, in Two Legends, a set that was completely based around Rayleigh and Whitebeard, it was only the Rayleigh manga rare, and there wasn't a Whitebeard one. And I mean, I get it, they probably want to save the Whitebeard one for later, but like we also had the Paramount War set, which also involved Whitebeard heavily, and he didn't get one there. I mean, I love my guy Newgate, but like, are we just going to keep milking him forever? Like, where's the manga rare Whitebeard? Like, I'll buy that today. You know, I don't understand. Like, it's just, you can put two manga rares. Like, bro, we got plenty of manga panels and characters to care about. Like, dude, you can make a manga rare. There's 100 manga rare Luffys that you can make. You know, like, You can make a manga rare off of Luffy knocking out 50k fishmen. You know, make a manga rare of Luffy setting out for sale the first time. Like I mean, if you're gonna, you can milk Luffy forever, but like, I don't know, man. Keeping Sanji fans in the dark while Zoro got his forever ago, that's just crazy to me. Alejandro, I need that Jinbei card. Well, you got to you got to win the giveaway, my guy, which you've actually won a couple times already. But it's only $1, which blew me away. Debus, probably because they banned Whitebeard, so they knew the value would tank. I did not even know they did that. That might make sense. That might, I mean, I kind of wish they did that, because if the value would tank, then I could buy some up. You know, then I could cop some on the low, but. Pancake, you said Target just restocked on One Piece across the US. Oh, hey, and so did Walmart, by the way. I actually just went to Walmart yesterday because I saw a tweet, or no, I don't even know. I don't really go on Twitter, so it wasn't a tweet, maybe a Reddit post. I don't know, some social media something that said that the big box stores are stocking One Piece product again, and mainly the best set, which I have never opened before, and I don't really want to buy a booster box because they're super expensive. But I was hoping to get a few packs just to have fun and open on stream or something. And so I went to Walmart, and they didn't have the best set, but they did have the new illustration boxes, which I wish I had next to me so I could show you. But it has 2 packs of Wings of the Captain, 2 packs of 2 Legends, and also 2, like, what are they promos? I think they call them illustrator promos. They're called illustration boxes, so I think that's what the promos are. But they're really cool. They're very interesting, like... I think it's like Black Maria, Yamato, Boa, and I can't remember the other one. There's 4 of them though. And yeah, I thought those were cool. I got a couple of those boxes. There's 2 different kinds with different promos, and I got a couple of each. Alejandro, yep, getting good karma for the giveaway. Exactly. But all right, guys, you know what? We have hit 2.5 hours, which is more than I have usually do, which is awesome. It was a great discussion today. I was already in a good mood because I woke up early, had a good work meeting, got my work done early, worked out already. So today's been a great day, and then getting to talk to you guys, it's made the day even better. So seriously, thank you. So like I said, I will have a video out next week. I think it's going to be the mural video. I'm aiming for like Monday or Tuesday. There's a good chance that it could be a different video now that this chapter came out, but probably the mural video. And then I also want to have a stream of some kind. I don't know exactly what it'll be. I would really like to get, and don't hold either of us to this because I can't talk to him about it yet, but I would really like to get a stream with Randy going soon. I've actually never had Randy on the channel. I've been on his channel for multiple streams. We've been on the Reverie together. We've done a redacted video together. I've never actually had him on, so I want to see if Randy might have time during this break, because I want to get a lot of his thoughts on Elbaf, especially this last chapter. So I'm going to try to get a stream with him, or if not him, because again, I can't talk to him till he reads the chapter, right? Because he doesn't read till the official, so I can't ask him yet, or I don't want to ask him. So I might try to have a stream with him, or I might get somebody else. I don't know. I do want to have a stream though, and redacted video definitely coming this weekend for sure. So yeah, got a lot of content coming, guys. So thank you all as always. And if you have questions for me and Kev, assuming it's Kev, I still got to talk to him, but assuming it's Kev for redacted, drop some comments, go into the Discord, go to the redacted question section. You guys know what to do by now.